We're good. We're good. How's it going, people? Welcome back to our podcast. Actually, the last podcast of the year, man. This is going to be our last podcast, 2024. I think it's like the 70th episode as well. So this has been going for years now, people. And yeah, of course, we're building up. Last podcast of the year. It's been a pleasure doing it with these lads. We've got Don with us. We've got Seb. We've got Krupa. Hopefully, he'll be with us. He's having a bit of some issues there. We've got Rory as well. How you guys doing? How's your guys' Christmas?
Yeah, it's United.
Yeah, they're mudding. Seb, how are you, my friend? How was your Christmas, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Look,
game on Friday was dead, though. But yeah, I guess we won.
We won, Seb. I'm buzzing, mate. There's no need to be negative today, Seb. We won.
Well, let's look at. Well, with me, I'm about the bigger picture here.
I know. Yeah, come on, Seb. Big up to you, my guy. Big up to you. Cooper, hopefully you can hear us, man. No. Wait, I think you put something in the private chat. This is
you can't hear us. Can we just all pretend to talk for 5 minutes? Just mess with him.
I'm sure it'll come back. But yes, guys, big up the chat as always. Get your thoughts in down below. We've got quite a lot to discuss today as well. Obviously, we're nearing into the transfer window as well, opening. So I'm sure we're going to be linked with over 100 different players. By the way, check out Dom's new video, man. You know, he gave us an insight. Tactical breakdown of who Arsenal should sign, the best attacker.
Fixed it in 90 seconds, mate.
But yes. Let's get into the game quickly. Obviously, recap the game. When was it now?
Josh, do we have to recap the game? I thought you wanted viewers to, not fall asleep during this segment.
Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. It was one of those games, man. Bro, I can't remember the day of the game. Was it? It was
Friday.
Friday, that was it. Thank you, sir. Yes.
I don't even know what day it is today if it wasn't for this.
But listen, it was obviously 1-0 to the Arsenal. Let's see Cooper's back. Cooper?
Hey guys.
Yeah, well, we got Cooper, man.
I was trying out my iPod, and
I'm glad you can hear us now, bro. How's your Christmas, Cooper? Was it good?
It was good. I got like a lot of cool shit. My wife spoiled me.
Yeah, he got these amazing shoes as well, man. Like Arsenal shoes, right?
Yeah, let me go grab them real quick.
Yeah, go and get them, bro. They're sick. I'm jealous when I saw them people.
Josh, we missed an opportunity there, man.
Oh, yeah. Very good.
By the way, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, you're all good, man.
All right, good. I was worried for a second. Because I've got a new mic, you see, so I might
look at them shoes, man.
Connect it.
Oh, nice.
Yes, Cooper.
Yeah, they've got
I've got the whole logo in there as well.
Yeah. You know what? I was too busy doing this Lego, and I lost track of time. I was like, yo, what's the time?
Yeah, you always on time. I was like, I hope Rory's all good, man. Like,
yeah, I'm good. It's just I was too busy with this Lego set. I was just fully in the zone, and I paused for a second. I was like, hold up, what's the time?
And people say we're nerds. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, but guys, let's get into that game just quickly. Obviously against Ipswich, 1-0. Listen, we got the win, but it's kind of a bore fest if we're being real with it, people. Now before the game, like I know it's Ipswich, they went with a back five. They changed their formation. I think they usually play with a back four, and that's I think their first time. And a lot of people said when they watched Ipswich that they played a lot different when they played us, which doesn't surprise me. I think we knew what they was going to do before the game. One of those sides who they came, what majority of teams who come to the Emirates do really. Sort of try and frustrate us, and that's what they did really, man. Let's be real with it. Big up to Havertz for getting us the goal, but other than that, it was underwhelming performance. But yes, we did get the result. But yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll start with look at Seb, man sleeping.
That's That's what
That's
it
what
was on Friday.
Go on then, Seb. Let's hear it from you first, my friend.
Hang on, before
Talk
Seb,
to me about the game.
before Seb starts, can I just correct you on one tiny little thing about their formation, Josh?
Yeah, go on.
They went with a back 10, mate.
There we go. My bad. exactly. Back 10 seconds.
A back 11, should I say?
But then, go on and Seb, my friends. Talk to me about that game. What do you make of that, bro?
Okay, well, listen, it's good that we got the win because we needed that. But we're here for some reality here. I'm sorry, that was a very poor performance. Very poor. And things like this ain't sustainable, especially with the other games we got coming up. We've got much harder games in January than that. Much harder. And it really worries me, that performance from those kinds of games. Yes, we did deserve the win. But think about it. Ipswich didn't really come and try and win. They didn't really come and try and attack us. They had like one chance at the end. But apart from that, they did not do anything. I'm just like, what are we creating here? Where is our attacking threat going to come from now without Saka? What are we actually creating? But it's not. And that sums up, that is life without Bukayo Saka. And we're going to see this in the next 2 away games. We're going to see a lot more of this. And yes, I agree, it is just paving the cracks. Because it's Ipswich, for crying out loud. No disrespect to them, but they are very poor. And they're not going to survive in the Prem. They're not staying up. They are poor. And we're at home. We should still be creating a lot more than that. But we just don't seem to do it. We just not seem to be doing that. And look, Saka's gone. I had my piece on that last week. I had my rant on that last week. And I still stand by it. But now this just sums up why it's essential we add in January. And I mean, get at least 2 attackers. Not just 1, at least 2. And they have to be attackers. I don't want to be seeing any defenders or any of his goalkeeping nonsense. If I see that, I'm going to be absolutely fuming. If I see them do that. No, come on. No, come on. Right. Guys. When I watch Liverpool right now, look at them. That's how you attack. Look at what they did to West Ham and what they did against Leicester when they were behind. That is how you attack. And why do you think the difference is? A, they're coached properly. B, they've got multiple match winners coming, match winners in that team. And C, they know how to attack and how to create chances. They know. And C, they've got a world-class star that can get them out of situations like that. That is the difference, what I'm seeing. And they're coached properly. Us, I don't see any of it. I just don't. And yes, okay, we got the win. Cool. But were you also convinced after that Shakhtar Donetsk game with that 1-0 win? Were you convinced? Were you happy? Because I weren't.
No.
Not with the performance, no.
No. It was no different to that game. It was no different to that game. And that is not sustainable. And we're not going to be able to stink our way to a 1-0 victory every single week without Saka. It's just not going to happen. Especially with these upcoming games we've got coming up. Because I'm looking at the bigger picture. My standard is to catch Liverpool for that title. It's not, just get the point. Oh, we're above Chelsea. Okay, we're in second place. Cool. No, that ain't good enough. Top is where we want. We're in phase 5, apparently. And this is what you're watching every week. Just set pieces, set piece threat. No creativity, no pattern of play, no nothing. And you can't always rely on your defence to get you out of trouble. Yes, we've got a good defence. But I'm sorry. Everyone else needs to step up. We're not. Because I'm sorry, Kai Havertz, good goal. But I'm sorry, he was poor. Why is he on the wing? Why am I seeing him on the wing? Why are you there? Martinelli, woeful. Not good enough. Trossard, not good enough. Jesus did okay, but
I thought Trossard had a decent game.
Really? What did he really create?
Well, he got
goal.
Declan Rice was our best. Declan Rice was our best player. Miles Lewis-Skelly, very good. Very good. And if them two were the best two on that pitch, who I thought you can go off that pitch with you left it everything. The rest, I'm sorry, it's not good enough. And this really worries me.
All right.
This worries me going into the next couple of games. Look, I want to win titles, Rory. I'm not all into this.
That's nothing to do with what I've just
I'm
said.
not all into this. Oh, so and so did a decent job. So and so. When you watch Liverpool, watch the difference there. Watch the difference there. And they've got a new manager in his first season. Watch the difference there. And more I watch them, the more infuriated I just get with this group of players and with this team. And this is why I have my concerns here. Because we have spent all this money and got into a fifth process to play like this. And yes, okay, if one of your best players is out, you're going to struggle. But the thing is, like I said last week, this was coming for ages and ages because he's been overused. But no plan on how to replace and how to have cover and how to have support has been implemented. No plan. And I mean it, in January, I better be seeing these Cronkies back this manager, and I better be seeing this manager go out and get these players. It is essential. Because if this isn't a big incentive, that work needs to be done in January, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. Because then they are basically saying that there's no one that can improve this squad. So that's the only slight positive about the timing of this injury with Saka. That has come just before the winter. But now you need to have a list of targets. Because I can name about 15, 16 that I'm sure we're linked with. But we better be getting at least a couple of them over the line. Some of them are available on a 3 right now. Will be available on a 3. And you know one player in particular I'm talking about. I'm sure we'll come on to that in a minute. But I really mean it. They better be backing this manager and they better be doing something. Because if we don't, we're in for a long second half of the season. And this January will unravel quickly. And I don't want that. I want us to be catching Liverpool for that title. Because when I watch them play and when I'm watching us, which I've seen pretty much most of the season, apart from 2 or 3 games, watch the difference there. That's all I'm saying. And for anyone who thinks I'm negative and thinks, well, watch Liverpool and watch us. That's all I've got to say.
Liverpool are
much bigger picture.
Yeah, Liverpool are much more polished all around when they play.
And why do you think that is?
Because they got the better, or they spent their money wisely, and they got the right players.
Exactly. They've got proper match winners on that bench and proper players that can drive them through situations. Us, we don't have that. And we should be having that with the money that is being spent, the money that manager's been backed, the caliber of players we've got, well, most of them, we should be having that.
They've hardly spent any money, though, this summer.
Sorry?
They've hardly spent any money this summer anyway, so...
Yeah, I know they didn't.
Yeah, when we say they spend their money wisely, they didn't even need to spend money.
Yeah, I know they didn't. That's because they got...
Yeah, but when they bought Havertz for 65 mil, that's Arteta's worst signing. By far. He's the highest paid...
He is up there.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Really?
Look, I'm sorry. What does he do? Look, I want this guy to ground us to the title, to ground us through situations. Why is he spending?
He's had worse.
Why does he spend his time in
the
wing?
Not.
Why does he spend
his worse
deeper up the pitch?
We brought it 65 million. He's the highest paid player at the club.
Well, that doesn't make him the worst signing.
He's terrible.
He's either going to live or die by that signing.
We were going to sign him. He is. Instead of signing a striker, instead of signing a striker, or instead of signing somebody like Kudos, you signed fucking Havertz for 65 million.
It still doesn't make him the worst signing. Like, fair enough, it could.
Exactly.
Look, it could have taken us on a much higher trajectory than the Havertz did.
That's a very different situation to being the worst signing, though.
Yeah, very different.
He's your main striker. I'm sorry.
$65 million spent. What does he do? Invades space, plays to the right, taps in a goal, against.
That's probably what he's been told by the manager, though.
He's got 26 goals.
Exactly.
If you look at
well, 26 goals isn't bad.
But
and they've not all been up front.
Are they against Man City? Are they against Liverpool? Are they against the top 4 teams? No. He comes in and when they're up 3-0, when they're up 3-0, he'll get a tap in from here and there. But what big goal? Declan Rice came, boom, big goal he got, right?
I'm not arguing that Havertz couldn't be a better signing, right? I am arguing that he is not the worst signing Arsenal have made.
Yeah, I would only say Willian is worse.
I'm not
Willian
saying
is worse, but that's about
history.
What do you guys mean by the worst signing, though?
Yeah, the money spent and all that, and wages and all that, and how much it's costing us right now.
No, but we care about performances on the pitch.
Yeah,
he's not delivering. He's not
delivering.
Don't let that go.
He was supposed to be an 8.
Don't let that go.
We signed him to play the 8. He can't play the 8. They moved him up front. He's not good enough.
Exactly, and we still to this day need an 8, and a striker.
He scored a couple goals. Have we won a championship? Did we win the championship last year with him up front? Even though he scored a few goals.
The championship.
Premier League.
I'm sorry, not the championship. Did we win the Premier League last year? No. Did we win it? Are we winning it this year? Are we winning it this year?
No, not at this rate. No, without any signings in January, no chance. No.
If it's anything, the reason why we missed out on the league was because Havertz was moved back into midfield, not because he was playing up front.
He sucks in either, but he's not a true striker.
No.
Yes, he can play there, but get Gyökeres and Kudos in there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree, but
you could have signed Kudos. You could have brought Kudos in and not spent the 45 million or whatever 40 million we spent on Moreno all summer long. We waited for him. The guy can't even. He's a bench player. We got 4 left backs on the bench. 4 left backs.
Do you look at that?
We've got Neto, who's cup tied.
I know.
We got Jorginho and Marino. There are 2 subs. Jorginho's getting his coaching badges probably.
Not good enough.
It's just his style, Arteta's style is just. I don't even know what style it is.
No one does.
And he's got us all arguing with each other because it's hard to believe we're in second place. But, this is the most boring football I have ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, it's terrible.
He's made more duds than Havertz.
It's terrible.
Worse duds.
It's awful.
Look when you're making $265,000 a week, you shouldn't be having duds.
Yeah, but
you got to lead by example.
You do. You've
Every
got to be the man.
Any sport I ever played, I follow the guys who they're walking the walk. I'm going to follow them. I think Arteta doesn't want anybody with any attitude on his team.
It's ridiculous.
Somebody that's going to question him, he doesn't want him. That's why we won't get a Gyökeres. That's why we won't get a Kudos. He wants yes men. He wants nice boys.
And he wants versatility players and players that don't know what they're doing.
Right? You got Odegaard this year. Yes, he was out, but he's got 2 assists. He had 15 goals 2 years ago. He's got 1 goal this year. Because
there's no one around him actually doing.
He's not scoring.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be somebody's fault. You had Saka. You had. It's got to fall somewhere. We've been scoring goals left and right the last 2 years. Where are they now? We're all clinging to 1-0s against mid-level teams. And you just see Liverpool just walking away.
Exactly.
And we're not going to sign. We'll find out a lot about this ownership and this manager and the path forward with this club in January. We play 9 games.
We certainly
9 games. How's Arteta gonna rotate this group now? People blame injuries. If you don't, he had against who was it? Bolton. Saka played. Why the fuck are you bringing him on then?
Exactly.
Why can't you sit the guy? We joked last year, and you sit there. It's like I joked last year, like, can Saka ever sit down? Like, does he ever get off the pitch? Does he
The thing is,
never
I
not
don't blame
play?
him for playing these sort of players, though.
But the thing is, he always.
Well,
the
he's
thing
not
is,
playing
he
in
always
Leary.
plays players.
Because he's trying to
He
protect
always
them.
plays players through
Yeah,
injury.
and I've been saying it for ages, but
He always plays players through injury. He played Ben White when he was struggling with his Achilles in a pointless PSV game. He played him then. He's been playing with a broken toe.
That's where
playing Saka and that lot. No wonder he's down.
That's where criticism is justified. But when he's playing,
because you're not buying what you need. We're not.
But when he's playing his senior players in these cup competitions, on one hand we're complaining about him throwing the cup competitions away, and then on the other hand, just saying, "Oh no, why rest? Play
No.
When you have a complete, if he
he played him against Bolton in the Carabao Cup.
If he had signed a complete squad, Rory, if he signed a complete squad with the money he's had, we'd be able to rotate players like every other team. We can't rotate players.
We can't.
When Saka's out, Saka's out, we're done. We're done in the Champions League. We're done. And I hate saying this, but we're done. I mean, we are in deep shit. And that's why I said in January, we'll see where Arsenal is going to go in the future. We'll see by what Kroenke does. And I'm not talking about bringing in some loan moves or you got to go and spend, get Kudos, get Osimhen, get somebody in there. Bring in 2 attacking signings that are meaningful and that the minute they hit the ground, it's exciting.
Exactly. We're not excited.
David, do you remember this?
Yes. How long ago was that? That was like...
I swear that was like 2019.
Yeah, 5 years ago. 5 years ago. Something like 5 years ago.
My beard was red 5 years ago.
Oh, man.
Now it's just gray or white.
Yeah, but you're excited.
No. No. What do you think watching that and watching Liverpool makes me excited? No. And then what annoyed me even more, and I spoke to Dom about this. Before I was at that game against Ipswich, before the game, I was meeting a friend there, and he said meet in the Armory. And guess what I saw in that Armory?
I can't believe you're going to moan about this, but
guess
go on.
what I saw. This just sums up the club.
Wait. Say that again. You saw what?
Guess what I saw around the Armory.
You'll be so.
Guess
hang on.
what I saw.
You'll be so staggered by how bad this is. Arteta must be sacked over what he saw in the Armory. Question.
It's embarrassing.
What was it? Win the dog plushie.
Oh, yeah. Why?
Please.
Oh, hi, Eve.
Oh, hi, Eve. Sorry.
Let's have Eve, man.
You say hi, boys.
Hi, Eve.
It's more funnier than that. Seb's change of emotion.
It's unacceptable. Hi, Eve.
That's what kids do to you, man.
It's just...
What difference does it make?
No wonder this club doesn't move forwards. Because when you see things like this around
what difference does it make? It's a stuffed
the mill being made about this win the dog, Arteta's dog, is embarrassing. You don't see this at any other club.
Is this supposed to be
you don't see this at any other club.
Yeah, it's a Teddy.
Is it a Teddy?
It's a Teddy.
Win the
which
dog.
Apparently no other club sells. I just had a quick look. Man City. Oh, look.
Is it the mascot? Is it the mascot?
No, it's not the mascot.
No, it's not the mascot.
Fair enough. For Gunnosaurus, fair enough. That's fine. Even I've got one right here of Gunnosaurus. Fine, fair enough. But win the dog. I'm sorry. Nah.
Unless Man City have an octopus or a teddy bear or an alien or a wizard or a gremlin or a rabbit or a dinosaur. Like, I can find all of these Man City stuff. Who cares? It's selling stuff. Like, they're selling stuff. They're making money for the club. Who cares? Like, it's not like this is affecting the playing staff.
Why would you take it anyway? Why would you take it? The meal we made out of this is terrible. I can't believe it.
I mean, I think you're making more of a meal out of it than the club.
Because I want to win things.
What toy make to it.
Yeah, but this is all they go on about. I mean, they're dogs.
It's
We
all you
want
go on about.
trophies.
No one's going on about the fucking
Do you
dog.
ever see this happen at Real Madrid? No, they don't go on about their dogs or
I
process.
don't know.
They
I
win.
don't go.
They want
I
to
was-
win.
Oh, and Arteta doesn't, and I don't. Of course, we want to win.
Seven
Who
months.
cares about the dog?
Bye, Eve.
Bye. Oh my days! By the way, Ipswich are 2-0 up against Chelsea.
Oh,
Oh,
are they?
wow.
Okay,
Wow.
cool. But don't let this distraction take you away from the
I
real
know.
match.
For what,
I
for
want
the
to
dog?
because I want to catch Liverpool. I don't care about Chelsea or that. I want to catch Liverpool.
We clearly
You
care
do
more
care-
about
but you do
cuddly
care about the
dog
cuddly
win,
dog.
Teddy, than bloody chasing Liverpool. I can
Let's
tell.
not detract us away from the real facts.
Well,
from
with
the
the
real
dog is
point,
clearly
Win the
distracting
dog.
you.
Win the dog plushie.
It's
Yeah, that's clearly
embarrassing.
distracting you.
It's embarrassing.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Do I care about win the dog on PR?
No one
Do
cares
I wish?
about it.
Do I wish
No.
Arsenal didn't
Yes,
do it?
have him around the training ground, but don't go making a meal out of it always. And
What? Selling teddies? Like,
No! If it's a normal teddy, fine. If it's a
It is a normal
Gunner's
teddy.
but win the dog. I'm sorry.
what
No.
do you think a teddy is?
If it's a normal teddy, fine.
Like the lingerie Teddy?
I'm tempted to
Two
buy
teddies
one.
here.
I'm tempted to buy one in January.
That's a different kind of guns.
Woof.
I'm tempted
Well,
to
yeah.
buy one in January just to wind you up, Seb, you know.
I'll get him one for his birthday. But in all seriousness, I don't care about the dog. Like, it makes no difference. Like, if Arsenal want to do it on PR, fine. I don't care. I'm
Win
going to pay
something
zero
and
attention
then
to
do
it.
it.
But who
What, selling
cares?
Teddies? Come on.
We have peaked.
Teddy's fine. I didn't mean teddies in general. I just mean that in particular.
Why? City, I just did a Google, just a quick Google.
They
Roman should
don't.
have a teddy as
They
well.
have an octopus, a teddy bear, a gremlin, a bunny rabbit.
But it's
Who
normal.
cares?
It's normal. It's normal. You don't
Why
see
is it
them.
not normal?
It's normal. You don't see them. Because I see Arsenal do koalas in that shop. I'm like, cool, fine, because that's normal. But with
Yeah,
the dog, no.
Win the dog.
No, Dom, it's a different scenario. No. It doesn't
Well,
prove
explain
your
to me
point.
how this is different.
It doesn't prove your point. Because, look, all clubs will do normal teddy bears, normal soft toys, normal that. Cool. But the fact that the whole win the dog thing is making a meal out of this in the first place before we even got to that stage was ridiculous. He was in our squad photo last year. When? Why? He was in our team photo last year. When you see, and round the Emirates Stadium, you see those new posters. He was on there.
Yeah, just scrolling
You
through
kidding
the
me?
Real Madrid
They don't do
official
this.
store. Who?
What? Who? Well, what
Yeah,
is
just
it?
scrolling through the Real Madrid official store, and I've just stumbled across this.
You don't get it, guys. Yes, cool, that's fine.
It's on the Real Madrid
Put it up
official
again,
store.
put it up
You
again.
don't get it, guys.
What's that then? That's the Real Madrid
It's
official
fine.
store.
It's cool. You don't get
It's cool.
it.
I get it,
The people
Seb.
really understand the bigger picture here.
Seb, I get the bigger picture. And yes, there are things I don't care about winning the dog. Since the dog got here, we haven't won shit. So if somebody wanted to let that dog off the leash and he could just wander off,
I
maybe
can't
to
believe you're
fucking
making a big
Liverpool,
meal of it.
Because it's embarrassing.
Just-
That's why the club doesn't
just
move
send him
forward.
to like
Selling
Man
toys is
City or
embarrassing.
United or something like that. Maybe we could get rid of the dog on loan
Fine.
to Liverpool or something like that.
But you won't see them make a big meal out of it the way we do.
Apart from it being involved in our team photo, what
Shocking.
have we done?
You can have him around the training ground. Cool. Have him around the place. Fine. But don't go making a
Yes.
big meal out
Does
of
he-
it.
That's what
Does
we've
Arsenal
done.
have?
I can't believe I'm arguing about a dog. I mean, the point
I've
on the
been
dog.
moaning about this dog for the last year.
Hey,
I know. I got 19 messages in the last 48
I'm
hours.
sorry.
about it.
Apart from the team photo, what else have we done with Win?
It's embarrassing, mate.
What have we done apart from selling toys on the official club website? It's just
I mean,
the
look,
point, but I
Oh,
think
go
the
on,
point Seb's making too is like, you know, it's like we've sold it's like the Crockies have just like sold the history of the club, sold the It is, because it's like people aren't taking it as serious as they used to. You know, I can get you on that because I'm older, you know, but part of I mean I think part of the problem with Arsenal is I think there's the club, and then I think there's Arteta fans. And if you say something bad against Arteta, it's like you're attacking the club. And like Arteta's his own, but like the club history and all that. Yes, he brought us to a certain point.
Did.
But he's not the guy that's going to get us a champion.
That's what we need now.
And or trophies like year after year after year. I don't want. But you look at dynasties, in American sports. There are teams who win 3 years in a row. Why? Because they put a good core group of guys around and they win. They buy what they need and they win.
Exactly.
And
that's what should have happened in the summer. They should have gone out and got what we needed to take us to the next level to make sure that title was ours.
And it's like, you never hear really what happened with
they didn't do
with Edu. With the Edu, why he left so abruptly and all that stuff. What, did he have a falling out with Arteta?
To be honest with you, I'm glad he's gone after that summer. What he did in that summer was a disgrace.
I mean, but you think about it. What has Arteta done? I mean, he had the players he won the FA Cup with were Emery's and from the Wenger. I mean, prove me wrong. I mean, that's what I'm asking him to do, and I'm asking the Cronkies too, and I'm asking him Arteta to do. Like, if we sign the guy from Sporting Lisbon, or not Sporting Lisbon, but where do we get Moreno from?
Sociedad.
If we sign that director, he's another yes man to work with Arteta. They've given Arteta. It's like they did with Wenger. Wenger ended up running the club, and it's top four.
Do you think Arteta is like Wenger then, like the guy in charge of it all?
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it happening now. He's the one who gets his players. We're not fucking spending money left and right. It's like, and the players he signs, it's like, for how many years did we need a center mid? I'm sorry, defensive mid at Arsenal, like a good one when, and they didn't sign him. And like now, we've needed a striker for 5 years.
Exactly. We've only had one.
Yeah, a striker has one thing to do: hang around the net and score the fucking goal. And we had because Aubameyang, I'm sure. I get, Arteta had to change the nature, the way the club was, the culture of the club. But he treated those guys like shit on their way out, just like he's doing to Tierney. I think if you challenge Arteta, which I think ESR did, you're not going to play. ESR, everybody thinks ESR was injured last year. No, he was pretty healthy all
no, he wasn't.
He wasn't.
He missed 2-3 weeks tops last year.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't. Yeah. He wasn't injury prone, but everybody always he's injured. That's why we got rid. He didn't play him. He sat on the bench. Why?
And the fact that we
spend $35 million on Fabio. I can't even say. I'll just say Fabio because he's not Vieira to me. That last name means something at the club. And lightweight, he's like 115 pounds. Like the wind's pushing him over. That's great if he's doing, his thing in Portugal, but keep him there. He's
not even tearing up in Portugal right now.
No, he's not good. He's not good enough.
It's like Moreno. It's like Moreno. Instead of getting an 8 who comes in like a Kudos, who can play multiple positions. It can come in and will add to. We cited Moreno. Now Moreno's tidy on the ball. He's good, but he doesn't provide anything. He doesn't change the dynamic of anything when he comes on.
It's nothing.
I mean, I think Jorginho's better in the 8 than he is.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
I agree.
I mean,
Look, I was just going to go back to the Ipswich game. I thought Moreno actually played quite well, to be honest. In the game.
Oh, come on.
they were playing Ipswich.
It's
They
Ipswich.
should have beaten them.
Ipswich.
They should have scored
Whoa.
5. They
I
should have
know, but
scored
we're
4 or 5
basing it-
goals.
At home to Ipswich.
I know, but we're basing it on that game.
Oh,
Am I
come
not
on.
allowed to praise it like when it's due?
Yes, yes.
Right.
I do as well. I do as well. I
Ipswich
do as
currently
well.
beating Chelsea at the moment.
Sorry?
Ipswich currently beating Chelsea at the moment.
Okay, fine, but that's
there you go.
a different story because they're a bit.
I don't care about Chelsea.
But no one
care about
exactly.
Arsenal.
No one
All I'm
cares. They
saying
care
is
about.
you can give praise where it's due, regardless of the opponent.
Fine, cool, yes.
Represent,
Right? And
represent.
he played pretty well. And out of most of the players out on display, I thought Moreno, Lewis Skelly, Rice, I'll say Trossard as well, Timber.
Lewis Skelly and Rice only were good too. Everyone else.
No.
No, Moreno played quite well.
No.
Right,
Okay,
Timber played
fine, cool, but still not Arsenal standard.
Look at-
Timber played
I don't think
well.
any of them played well.
Huh?
Two
I don't think any of them played well.
Two. Lewis
No,
We
Skelly
won
and
1-0.
Rice.
We won 1-0 against
I know,
fucking
but that doesn't mean
Ipswich.
no one played well.
If we were playing well, we would. Did Odegaard do anything?
No.
Odegaard's
Oh,
too
man.
deep all the time.
Yeah.
He
I
needs
know.
to be play.
I
You
called it
need
out
to play
already
him
on the call.
forward. It's like Arteta doesn't know what he's doing with these guys.
So you're telling me Lewis Skelly didn't play well?
No, Lewis
Skelly played well.
Yeah.
Timber-
I'm not going to say that there
Yes,
weren't
they
a
did.
couple guys, but collectively they didn't play well, and that's what matters.
Yeah, but like we're talking individually. Like, did Timber play well?
He did all right. What they were like 6s or 7s, I give.
Yeah. I agree with
I
that.
agree.
But Timber played well. Lewis Skelly, Rice,
But they
Trossard,
didn't do. But
and
they
Moreno
don't.
played well when he
But
came
they
on.
didn't do anything to spark an attack.
Yeah, but neither because of the game plan.
That's my whole like Arteta. I'm not blaming the players. The players don't buy themselves and sign themselves. Arteta does.
Yeah.
Shit. If somebody wanted to, offer us 5, delinquents, give us $1 million a month for all of us to meet and pay us $1 million for every show. That's $4 million a month. Of course, we'd fucking do it. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's the
you're not
big
being paid
leagues,
for this,
man.
Cooper.
What?
You're not being paid for this.
Not yet.
Ah,
The fact is, all we're
I'm on
trying
$1 million
to
a show, mate.
Are you?
The
Man.
fact is, all we're trying to say is that this is not sustainable.
It's
Yeah,
not.
but no one's arguing with you over
No
that.
one's arguing about that.
Look, here's the thing, right, on the Ipswich game. The positives, limited as they were there was control and we defended well and we won the game. And there was some individually good performances.
Mainly because Ipswich didn't try to attack, didn't even
Oh,
try to win the
Hold
game.
on,
Like
let
a
him-
tramp,
They
honestly.
didn't
let him
even try. We're wasting time. We're wasting time. We're wasting time and holding on against them. And that's saying something. Why are you wasting time? Sometimes yes, fair enough. Sometimes yes, fair enough. You have to just grind it out. Sometimes yes. But we mainly do that when you see the opposition really going for it, really making it properly hard for you, really making it that. Ipswich didn't. They did not.
Yes, and we agree. But what we're trying to say is, I think the reason why we won that game was because of, I'd say, a couple of individual decent performances. That's what we're trying to say. No one's denying the fact it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
Hey.
So here were the positives of the game, right? The downside of the game was, look, on another day you could say Gabriel goes in, Jesus scores, and it's 3-0. It's more comfortable, right? But the downsides were, and it was the same against Fulham, it was the same against Everton, same in a few other games, we were too slow and ponderous in attack, right? It was too slow, too sideways. The moments we looked good were where actually one of the players took some individual responsibility and drove the ball forward, or when we moved the ball quickly, and that's the one time we did it. It was the one time we scored. Now, when you're playing a side in a lower block and unadventurous as Ipswich, sometimes you do actually just win 1-0, but you would expect to see more efforts at goal you know, was it 13, 14, 15
10.
shots? I can't remember. It was over 10, but it wasn't more than 15.
It
I can look
depends
it
in
up.
what way. It depends
Well,
in what way.
yes, hang on. But this is what please, God, let me finish. Right, but this is what I'm saying. Right, is you can sometimes win a game 1-0, and you can. It's boring, etc., but you'd expect to create more chances. So the worry coming out of the game is the lack of chance we created, because we've seen it quite a lot recently. Now, you know, when you're missing a player like Saka, you're going to see a drop off, and it might take a game or two to develop and find a new way forward. Liverpool will take a massive drop off if Salah got injured tomorrow. He's been responsible for 75% of their goals this season, either with a goal or assist, something like that.
We've got someone who can do.
Yeah, but so have we. So have we with Saka. We're now missing him, and whoever comes in isn't going to be Saka, just as it is at Liverpool. But you are right, and no one disagrees with you, that if you play like that against Brentford or Brighton or, you know, almost anyone but Ipswich or Manchester United, you're probably not going to win it 1-0. But equally, if a side comes out a little bit more, it can create more space for opportunities. So I think, you know, you're absolutely right. You can't continue to play like that. But we did win the game, which is a positive. But we can't continue to play like that. From that point of view, you're absolutely right. No one is arguing you on that one. But it doesn't mean that yeah, we're not disagreeing with you on that, but it doesn't mean that players didn't necessarily play badly, right? You know, and we have to find different ways.
It's a team group effort. It's a group effort. When you win things, look at Liverpool. They're a team. They play as a team. Nottingham Forest, even then now, they play as a team. Nottingham Forest, look at them. They're above us. What phase is Nuno in? They're above us.
Okay, Seb. Okay, all right. You raised it. Let's go. Yeah, I knew it was coming. Right? Okay, are Forest going to finish second this season?
Probably not. But
so why are you worried about it then?
Because they're doing better than us.
Well, no, they're not.
I'm sorry. Can I just say something regarding these phases, right?
They're doing better than us.
They're irrelevant. They are irrelevant.
I know they are, but people keep using this.
Sam, it is irrelevant when you keep bringing up what phase Arteta is at the moment and other managers. Why? Because what did Arteta win in phase 1?
Nothing.
We won an FA Cup.
It wasn't phase 1. Phase 1 started the summer after that.
Oh, so he won it before we even entered phase 1.
No. Yeah, because when you come halfway through a season, you're not apparently in one. Had one summer to get a score a little bit how you are, then you are apparently
So this is Klopp's achievement.
He had a January window, by the way.
Sorry,
he had a January window, by the way.
No.
Come on.
But you can't praise Slot for it and then say it's not Arteta, right? I mean,
yes, you can. The Slot's had the whole summer.
So
the whole summer. Arteta didn't have a summer when he came in.
I swear, if Amorim was in the same,
Amorim's not in a phase yet. Apparently, he's not.
But if he won a trophy, then you would be saying the same thing. Oh, what phase is Amorim in? He's won the same number of trophies as Arteta.
No, that I won't say.
Yes,
you will.
I won't.
Yes, you will.
No, I won't.
You will.
No, I won't. Because he hasn't had a summer. He'll be the same. But and yes, I agree. It's a load of nonsense and it's a load of silly buzzwords. These silly things.
Why keep bringing them up then?
Because the other managers, in shorter space of time, have done better and had success instantly than this man who was spending less money. That's why. And this is all people want to say. Phase 1, phase 2, phase. You don't need them in football. Look, I can give you plenty of examples of teams that don't need phases and have done it. Don't can argue me
honestly. Right. What did Arteta win in his first 5 months in charge? He had
an FA Cup, good, but you build on from that.
So
then you build on from that.
That takes up your whole. But what did he win since the FA Cup?
Nothing.
There you go. So he's not.
He's only, and look how much money he spent. He didn't.
Right.
He did it without
Emery
spending a
kicked
penny.
on from phase. Was it 2?
Sorry.
Did Emery kick on from phase 2? When they got
he got them in the Champions League that first season. In his first full season.
And what's he done since then?
The season hasn't even finished yet.
Well, last season.
Yeah, you got them into the top 4 for like the first time
What
in
did he win?
donkey's
What
years.
did he win? What did he
Got them
win?
into the top 4.
What did he win?
Look how long it took Arteta to get
What
top
did he
4.
win?
And he messed up a 5-point
What
lead
did he
with
win?
3 games to go.
What did he win?
That's embarrassing.
What did he win?
Yeah, but Emery's won a lot of
They're
European
not
Cups.
expected to win trophies, Villa.
Well,
It's Villa, they're not
he was in
expected
the
to win
Conference League.
trophies.
He was in the
Aston Villa
Conference
won.
League.
Aston Villa won the European Cup.
They're
But
not
we haven't won
expected to
that.
win trophies right now.
Emery was in the Conference League with Aston Villa last season.
Okay, right.
What's the excuse for not winning that then?
Do we care about Emery?
No, because you didn't make your point, right?
Do we care
Look,
about Emery?
here's the reality, right? Here's the reality. Okay, when Arsenal needed to recover from where they were because
Yes, we did.
it wasn't good enough. It wasn't acceptable.
No, it
He has
wasn't.
done that. That was always going to take time. Now, had we signed the right experienced manager, you probably could have done it quicker.
Of course we could have.
Equally, if you sign the wrong experienced manager, you can be further away, right? So, we've seen managers across the league be in similar situations. Manchester United have been through countless, Spurs, if you want to include them, through countless managers, etc., etc. You have to get the right manager. Now, Arteta has made mistakes. There's no question. Every manager makes mistakes.
This is how you learn from them.
Right,
And this is one thing.
Hang on, come on, give me a chance to finish.
Okay,
Let him
finish, man. Let him finish.
That
Come
Arteta
on.
has learned from his mistakes.
Yes, he has, but not this season. In previous seasons,
but the season hasn't finished yet.
That
was your excuse for Emery this season.
Because this is his 3rd season with his team, and we're regressing.
Are we playing Brentford on Wednesday?
Yeah.
And anybody care to
Are you
elaborate?
confident?
Anybody care to elaborate on Brentford?
I mean, Brentford have got injuries, so we've got an opportunity.
Well, guys, we'll talk about that in a minute. Dom,
We better go there and win.
hold on. Let Dom finish what he's saying.
Yeah. So there's no question, right? But we have got better every season. Now we might not get better this season. Oh, for God's sake! we have to get better again this season because we've now got to the point where he has to be winning things. But we have seen how hard it is to gradually win. You look at Aston Villa; they've gone up, they drop back. Spurs go up, drop back. Chelsea going up this season. Where will they be next season? We don't know, right? Newcastle gone up, gone back. It is not an easy thing to do to go year on year. It has to mean something at the end of it. He has to win something this season. Otherwise, he can have no complaints if he's fired at the end of a season. He can have 0 complaints. No one is arguing with that fact. But he has built the side. There are mistakes. If you want me to name what I think his mistakes are, I think Cooper pointed one out earlier, which is he can drive players out, his treatment of them when they're not doing it. Smith Rowe is one example. Tierney is another. There are others. I had no problem with Aubameyang. He was being a complete and utter tosser and interrupting everything else about it. Right? That's not there. I'm less worried about the rotation thing because we started to see it when we have had the squad and look, the best players play. I'm less worried about that. But there is a tactical stubbornness at times, right? Where we will play this way. It's a Pep Guardiola sort of thing. Whereas I think the thing I have to give Slot a great deal of credit for is that Liverpool can change about 3-4 times. He's not wedded to one particular way. Whether that's sustainable or not, I don't know. A lot of it's been down to Salah's brilliance, but he's done an incredible job there. They're the criticism of Arteta, and it has to mean something. He has to win something this year. No one is arguing that fact. Not at all. But I also think that some of the regression this year, in all genuine seriousness, and you can call it an excuse if you like, has been the fact that the squad has been absolutely gutted by injuries, similar to Manchester City, similar to a couple of other sorts. Tottenham at the moment, do I believe they're the 11th best side in the league? No, they're better than that. I don't think they've got a good manager, though. Their manager is completely wedded to it, completely stubborn. Arteta equally has been stubborn, but at the same time, we have kind of done things in a slightly different way at times. Do I think it's good enough? No. Do I think we can play better? Sure. But equally, I look back at the last 12 months and think, I think we've got the most points in the calendar year, the first or second most goals, the least worst goals. But it has to count for something. But this is not a bad manager and it's not a bad team. But as I say, you don't win at the end of a season. Yeah, it's the end of a time you asked for, and you've got to bear the consequences if you haven't won. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, but there's still just like the inability to, like, he shouldn't have a say in who the person coming in, the sporting director is. I mean, you should want somebody who is really, really well respected, and has signed a lot of guys. Not the
I
socially
agree.
bad guy. Get somebody who's young, who knows people in and out, and can make deals happen. Like
I agree. Look,
they
I'm
won't.
not worried about the age, Cooper, but I think you're right. Do I think he should have he should be involved? Yeah, they've got to get on, right? We've seen American football and American sport is probably more so in this. If the two don't get on, it can be really, really bad. But they have to be able to challenge. He should not have anywhere near the final say on who comes in, but he should be involved in the process. But I agree with you. You want to get the right person, but
Right.
it should not be Arteta choosing him. I would agree 100%.
Right. I mean, I get you with if you're cooking the meal, you want to pick the food, right?
Yeah.
And buy the groceries or whatever. But Bill Parcells said that, I think.
I was going to say, was it Parcells?
I think it was.
I think it was. It sounds like I was going to say it's him or Bill, but
yeah,
we probably lost the rest of your audience there with that. But you're right. He shouldn't have the final say on that. Right. Not at all.
But I don't. He wants a yes man, just like everybody around him. It's like the Cronkies have said, Martel or Mikel, here are the keys to the house. I'm going away for. The Cronkies are like, I'm out. You got the keys to the castle. We're going to give you $15 million a year to do this stuff. You can pick out whoever you want. Just finish in the top 4.
Yeah, I mean, you can make the argument.
That's what it is.
Just on the American football point, the point I'm making there is that you have two guys making the thing. I'm not saying Arsenal's American football, but you're right. I think you can look at it from two ways to Cronkies. You can say you can wash your hands of it, which is a legitimate argument, although they have put money in. Equally, you could say they don't know anything about football and therefore they've left football guys to do it. But I think you're right that Arteta wants yes men. But I think probably all managers want yes men, really. But there has to be.
You want somebody who's going to disagree with you too.
Exactly. But by all accounts, Edu and Arteta did disagree over things, and sometimes Edu got his way, sometimes Arteta. I suspect they agreed on far more than they disagree. But you are exactly right. You need to get someone in that will say, Mikel Arteta, I disagree with you, and I don't think we should do this. And
I work for the club, not for you.
Exactly, because actually the point of Edu, whether you call it director of football, sporting director, whatever you want to call it, general manager, doesn't matter. The point of them is this is the philosophy of the club. This is what we want to do, and this is how we're going to run this club. Because that means if you sack the manager, you can find a manager that buys into that philosophy, and you should be smooth and it should go well, right? You don't want to be doing this thing of I want a manager like this, and then a manager that wants to play defensive football, then attacking football, then transition football. You want a culture and a sort of identity, so you can keep going back, and that does require. And you're exactly right. Whoever it is that comes in has to be able to go, this is the direction of the club. This is what we're doing. It does fit in with the current manager we got now because that's going to be important. But you're exactly right, have to be able to turn around to Mikel Arteta and say, no, absolutely, you're wrong on this issue, and here's why. On that, I 100% agree.
And
That's so important. Exactly.
And I don't think Arteta's not listening to anybody. Arteta's going to do what he wants to do. And he's brought in who he's wanted to bring in. I don't think Kai Havertz is 65 million. I don't think Moreno is. I don't even know the numbers, but we had they Edu and him. They signed at Nketiah. They gave him 100 bags a week, or $100,000 a week.
Yeah,
Reece Nelson, $100,000 a week.
Shocking, wasn't it? Abysmal, wasn't it?
Or $100,000 a week.
Just really. I mean, look. Would I have paid 65 million for Kai Havertz? No, I wouldn't. But I don't think he's been an unmitigated disaster by any stretch. I think on the Nketiah and Nelson, I don't think either are good enough. I do, however, understand the decision to keep them on because at that point you can sell them. If we hadn't paid Nketiah £35 million or £35 million a week, £100,000 a week, we don't get the 35 million or whatever it is we sold him for to Palace. So I got that.
Which is not worth.
No, of course, but we got that money.
That was the greatest sell job in the world, man.
Oh yeah, unquestionably. But equally, he was going to walk away for free, so he had the cards.
To replace him in the summer, no one came in.
Yeah, we all agree on that, and we have agreed on that. I mean, I spent about an hour arguing with you, trying to say I agree with you about 4 weeks ago. But we had, the issue for me was Sterling came in to replace Nelson, but who came in to replace Nketiah? Whether that a wide player, that's the one thing that's missing from the transfer
But
window for me.
that's the thing that bothers me too. It's like 2 years ago, Arteta was polishing Nketiah like he was this polished stone. He was going to be his next big striker at Arsenal, and gave him the 14 shirt.
Yeah,
Like
I don't think.
What manager actually can look at Eddie Nketiah's career so far? I pray he becomes as great as he can. But we polished him up like he was going to be the savior, and he was going to score all these goals. He had one hat trick, and he had like 5 goals all year.
I don't. Oh, sorry.
Arteta should know, like, this is not the guy that should be leading the line at Arsenal.
I suspect Arteta probably always believed that, right? So if
but
you
then
look
why not sign any Why sign left backs and goalies?
So he should have. We all agree he should have signed a forward, no question. Whether it doesn't matter who it is, someone. I think the reason why Nketiah was signed obviously was because of the sell-on value, but there was also the fact when Nketiah signed that contract, 3 years ago, there were issues all over the side, right? So the question there is, do you want to fix? And I'm just going to pick on Cedric Suarez, but he wasn't alone. And I know Suarez stayed for another season. It was a question, who is the least worst squad player we have? And I suspect that was Eddie Nketiah. Now, having sold him this summer, no one denies that Arsenal should have gone out and found a signing. I have no problem with Sterling coming in. That was your Reece Nelson perform. That is an upgrade on Reece Nelson. Right. It was. We didn't get in, whether that be a striker or forward. That's why I knocked points off the window, because we didn't do that, and that's now biting us. Look, you almost can't replace Odegaard. You almost can't replace Saka, right? But there needs to be someone there, and we are missing that one player, right? And that one player is. I'm moving around the screen. It's like magic roundabout. But we all agree on that, and that could be where they lose the window. I suspect that and injuries may well be where they're at. But equally, Liverpool get injuries to Salah, and it could be like curtains for them too, right? I mean, now you shouldn't be hoping for that sort of thing, but these things happen. But that's why we signed Nketiah. That's why we talked up Nketiah. I think it's really important almost to ignore what Arteta says in the media, because it's bollocks, and he's not the only manager. Yeah, but it's always been the case. Alex Ferguson used to do it back in the day. It's been the case for the end of time, particularly as sort of social media and stuff has gone on, because they just don't say anything and they just lie. It's frustrating, but it's equally like I don't really want the other team to know our team sheet either. But it is frustrating.
Well, and that's why I said, BX Gunner says here, our players look flat, our system looks broken, and we're scraping by. And that's the truth. That's not Arsenal football.
No.
That's not why we became Arsenal fans. I mean,
we've had worse players in the team and been.
And I don't care if we have to pull one of these 1-0s out against Man City or Liverpool or Chelsea or a good side. But it's, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's like, it's so hard to wrap your head around too. It's like we're in second place and we feel like we're in the ground.
Well, I mean, look, there's two things on this. So I find it quite baffling in some ways. Equally, I can understand, are we fun to watch this season? No, we were much more fun to watch 2 years ago, but that wasn't going to win you the league. But we are incredibly frustrating to watch, particularly against a low block. We have to find a way to be more like the second half of last season. January, well, late January to May, we were much more exciting. We scored a load of goals, kind of playing in a similar tactical way we are now, but we just moved the ball a bit quicker. We looked a little bit more confident.
The thing is, I don't see these set of players. Don't think these set of players are capable of doing.
Well, they're the same set of players.
Yeah, and plus there's no Saka and all that. I don't.
Yeah, cool. And that's going to be.
See how they're capable of doing it. I don't.
Look, I don't think we're going to.
I don't think signed suitable players for the football.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think? Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
Do you think?
But just really quickly, just before we do, just to really quickly finish that point, I was just going to make that. It is frustrating, really frustrating, But equally, the reaction in the fan base right now is as if we're about to get relegated, which I equally find baffling. The truth is somewhere between the two. We're second, and we probably are second or third.
Not Emery again, for fuck's sake.
But
oh my god.
I'm not even going to bother.
Nah,
But
don't bother, guys.
equally, Cooper is absolutely
Rory.
right. It is incredibly frustrating to watch the way we are playing at the moment. It's not exciting. It's not, and it doesn't look like we're going to. Seb is right. We're not look like we're going to fit that form that we hit, January to May. But this squad is capable of it. We need to find a way. But without Saka, that becomes harder. I mean, Odegaard is here, and hopefully he will get sort of back some fitness soon. But it's somewhere between the two. I get your point, but I'd rather play dull football and win games rather than play entertaining football like Spurs do and lose every week. But I equally don't think that the season is quite as bad as people are making out. It's just we wanted it to be more, and it needs to be more because he needs to win.
Well, and we're 7 points behind, right? And we're just 7 points behind a team that's just rolling.
Yeah, look, they are firing. It's a bit like Leverkusen in Germany last year, and sometimes teams get on that roll. But equally, their wheels can come off very, very quickly with a Salah injury.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to play that football, you need match winners, don't you?
Exactly. We don't have any. We should
Apart
do,
from
we
Saka,
don't.
but
We
when
should
he's
do,
out.
we don't. Exactly.
And Saka's going to be, like I said, I worked in an OR for 30 years. I've done these types of surgeries.
Sorry, what's an OR? Sorry.
I worked in the operating room for almost 30 years.
Sorry. Yep. Sorry, I didn't know what an OR is.
So I've seen the surgeries that Saka had to have, and like when you see when it's ripped from the bone, it's called we call them type 3s, like joint tears. I had one in my shoulder, a type 3 AC joint tear. It's never healed right. I mean, of course, my shoulder's much usable, but I had to get a cadaver tendon in my shoulder to keep it together.
Yeah.
Like they pretty much just attach the tendon, with screws and sutures and get out. But he's not coming back in 3 months. He's not going to be. We won't see him again until next season, if that.
Really, you think he'll be out for the whole season?
Yes, and I think if they rushed him back, I think it would be criminal.
Yeah, I agree.
He's 23 years old. He's got 250 appearances in the Premier League. I mean, tell me, the bad thing is I've seen people come back with reoccurrences. Because it's never, once you have surgery, it's never the same.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is going to be, the mentality part of it too with him. Is he going to be like, maybe I should hold back a little bit, or he's always going to have that.
Yeah, I was talking about that with ACL during Timber's ACL. I mean, look, I want to win something this season. I think Arsenal need to. But if you gave me the choice between finishing second in the league and Saka coming back in August, but fit and firing, or Saka being rushed back and we might win the league, I'm going to take the first one. It kills me to say that because I want to win the league, but Saka being good for the next 5-6 years means you should win more than one trophy if you do things right. But he has to be treated right, and if that means it's the summer, I hate to say it, then it's the summer because you're exactly right. You do not want to rush this kid back because he's special. You can take a risk, sure, with I don't know, Jorginho. I don't, you can take if you want to take the risk with him, fine, but you don't take the risk with Saka.
But I kind of feel like Arteta's taking the risk on all these young players. It just, even when ESR got hurt, we rushed him back. When Kieran Tierney got hurt, what did we do? We rushed him back. I agree with Seb about Ben White. He knew Ben White's tendon. They knew his tendon was. Why didn't he get it done over the summer? I
can only assume it was on medical advice at that point, but there's no reason not to over the summer. I can only assume they didn't think it needed surgery. I understand why they didn't in October when you had Tomiyasu and everyone else out, but I imagine in the summer it had to be medical advice. I don't know. No one knows, but
yeah, that guy Tommy, he's making like 150 bags a week. I haven't seen him. He made like a 3-minute, hey guys, I'm still here. Look at my frosted tips. Ow.
Yeah, he's frustrating on the injury front, no question.
Right? Like,
But I
come
can only
on.
assume in the summer it was medical advice. Like
these guys need to go. Like, I thought we got rid of a lot of baggage
He's
last year.
He's got to go.
I thought we got away with a lot of baggage. I thought we sold a lot of baggage this summer. We got a lot more to sell.
I think that's always the case with all squads, right? That there's players you want to sell. I mean, I understood the Tomiyasu contract. I thought it was a smart move, but unfortunately, it's one injury too many. I think you get any kind of offer for him in the summer, you sell him, because I think Timber can now do what he did, which was cover anywhere across the back line at need.
But
you always
Timber's
need a player like
a break. But Timber's
Well,
going
I
to need
agree.
a break too.
I agree. It's why I keep saying, if Partey has to play the odd game at right back, then fine for the time being. You don't want to see it, but Timber.
But next year,
needs to be
you're going to have Timber and you're going to have Ben White, who's been one of the best right backs, I think, in European football. The last 2 seasons.
And I think that's promising for Arsenal in that position, right?
Right. And that's a good, like what I'm saying. I want every position with somebody backfilled like that. I want 2 guys competing to be the best at every position. And we don't have that at every position at the football club.
I agree, but I don't think any side has it either. Anywhere in the world, across all positions, there are some
Man
players.
City?
No, not really. Who's Haaland's backup?
Well, this year nobody, but it was who was it? Alvarez?
Yeah. But what's his name? I forget his name. Nuno is one of their midfield backups. Kovacic, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think their squad last season was as close to perfection as you can get, no question. But it wasn't world class in every position.
Well, no.
But that was the closest to perfection. But that took them the best part of 10 years to get to that position.
We've had 22 years.
Yeah, I agree. We fucked it up repeatedly. Excuse my language. For 15 of those.
But I think I think the problem is that this is, I hate to say, maybe this is the difference with American. Well, probably not, but to the Cronkies, Arsenal is just a business.
Oh, undoubtedly, yeah. It's a business.
They could give 2 shits. That's why they pay Arteta what they pay him. They give him control, and this is your allowance that we're going to give you this year. Make the best deal with it.
Yeah, I agree. It's a business for them, no question. I don't.
They don't. Yeah, they could care. They don't even. And you see like the arrogance of them. Like you painted Josh Kroenke on the fucking Emirates. Like I said, that should be a piss wall. Like I
think the Cronkies want to win because it's money. If they win, they get more money. That's their
top
interest.
4. They don't care unless they make the Championship League. You think they'd want to be like the best football club in the world? I mean, Arsenal is so much bigger than any of the clubs or any of the teams in the United States that they own are.
Bigger than the Rams?
Yes. Arsenal?
Yeah. It was a genuine question.
Oh, Arsenal? Oh, absolutely. I
wasn't trying to disparage Arsenal there, but
I'm talking worldwide.
Worldwide, yeah, that's right.
Right.
I wasn't sure on where the Rams sort of sat worldwide, which is why I was asking.
Oh, yeah, I don't give a shit about the Rams. I don't live in Los Angeles.
but the only thing I would say is they have at least put money in, right, since they took over sole ownership. But you're exactly right. They as long it's an investment to get a return rather than an investment because they really, really care. But they have put money in.
Yeah, the Cronkies and the back to Arteta as well.
They have
big time.
But that's why I said to spend 65 million for Kai when you could have signed Kudos for 45.
Yeah, but that was yeah. Oh, actually, it was the same window. It was the same window. Yeah.
I just is Arteta that blind that he can't see? Okay, I'm going to take somebody who's so. Chelsea signed him for like 72. I'm going to pay 65 for him.
Yeah, I mean, what he wanted there.
If we would have paid it, okay. If you wanted to pay 35 for him, because that's what he was worth, 35, 40. Think about it. Who
I
paid
mean,
$65
we're
million
always
for him
playing
at the time?
catch up, aren't we, with signings? Like Kudus was available at like 40 million. He's now worth 80, I believe, at West Ham.
Right,
He's
because we don't have the decision makers. We don't have the decision makers at Arsenal to make the right decisions.
Bro,
in
Rafinha
place.
was available for 45 million in the summer.
I suppose it depends on the question you want to, what position you want to ask, right? So if you look at last summer, we needed 5-6 positions probably, and you're not going to do more. So where you put them in priority order. Would I have signed Kudos over Havertz? Probably. But do I also think that if we signed Kudos last year, we would have finished second? I don't think so, because ultimately Kai Havertz's goals probably propelled us towards that, because Kudos would have played where Saka or Odegaard would have played primarily.
But if you had a good number 8 in there that could play
that's
across the front line,
I agree, but that's what
he
Havertz
may have scored more goals or more assists. You just never know.
Possibly, but would you have got Kudos and the number 8, because Havertz was signed as the 8? This is the point I'm making.
I wouldn't have bought Havertz, period.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that they're the decisions you have to make. Are which one are you buying if you can't buy both? Because Havertz was supposed to be the 8, and he's not worked as the 8. I hate seeing him as the 8. The thing I hated about the selection on whatever day it was, Friday, was Havertz was playing in number 8 again. I was like, play Moreno there, and we looked better when Moreno came on.
That's why he was right. That's why Kai Havertz was brought in as a midfielder, and he failed at that.
Yeah, unquestionably.
He failed at that.
Yeah,
that's why I'm saying he is one of the worst signings that Arteta has made. No, he failed at what he was brought in to do.
He's not one of the worst. I can think of at least 10.
From Arteta, just with Arteta.
Yeah,
I can think about
with the price tag on him.
Yeah.
With the price tag on him.
Yeah, Fabio Vieira is the worst, unquestionably.
That's 35.
No,
that's not 65.
Yeah, but Vieira.
Willian was there for a year.
Willian
signed him to a 5-year contract.
I don't think the guy ever contributed to anything. I don't even think he had a good game in an Arsenal shirt, to be honest.
He had the Fulham game, and that was it. But I mean, look, the thing is, though, yeah, you're right. Fabio Vieira is 35. Havertz is 65. Havertz failed as the 8, which is what he was supposed to come in to do. But we found a role for him, and he has contributed 26 goals and however many assists for his 65. Fabio Vieira, for his 35 million, has probably contributed less than 10 goals and assists in total.
Yeah,
you're right, but we got rid of we got rid of ESR and didn't play him last year because
I wouldn't have got rid of
Arteta.
ESR.
I'm sure Arteta had I feel like this guy comes in and I feel like he uses the players he needs to use. He used the ESR. He didn't give a shit about age. He brushed him back from injuries. How did he go? He was the poster boy. Him and Saka were the poster boy of the club. And how did he just stop playing?
I agree. He stopped playing originally because he got injured, but then he recovered from injury and didn't get back in.
Right.
And I would have kept ESR. Like, I was very sad. I understood. I knew he was going. I understood. I thought we got good value for money for him. But I would have liked to have kept ESR, and it comes back to that criticism I made earlier of Arteta, which is once a player falls out with him, that there's almost no way back, right? Sometimes for good reasons.
But that shouldn't be that way.
Well,
that
it happened.
Be that way.
I agree,
you can't
but
play God.
I would agree, but also,
I feel like the Cronkies have given him this. He can be God in this Arsenal world. The PR stuff is absolutely ridiculous, over the top.
Look on the
I agree with that sense. Yeah.
Just really quickly, I think it's a football thing, which is actually most managers are like this, unfortunately, and that's where, to your point, I agree earlier, is a strong director of football or whatever you want to call them coming in is really important. It's why I made that American football comparison, because it works really well where you've got a checks and balance. I don't think we've got the checks and balances right in football, and that means you can have managers like a Guardiola, Arteta, or even further down the chain, other managers that will come in and be like that and go, I want this. And Postecoglou at Tottenham is another example of it. And he's a worse manager than Arteta objectively, no question. But I also agree on the PR, right? Do I like it? No, it's It's not good. I think it's to some extent it's ridiculous, but also I don't really care, right? It's immaterial to me. It's not affecting what's on the football club, which is why I just don't care about it. It's not for me, but someone somewhere must be liking it, because otherwise we wouldn't be doing it, because it would to the point about the conkeys, it's about making money. So we do that PR stuff because presumably it makes us money. And if it's making us money, then I really don't care, because it means we can invest more in the team in theory.
But I don't think we are investing more in the team.
We've invested 800 million in the team.
For what the Cronkies are worth, they haven't put anything into the team.
Well, true, but there's also the fact that there are rules around how much you can invest in the team.
Yeah, but other teams find ways around it, like Man City, and now there's.
Well, I would argue that there's 115 charges that may or may not be proven against them.
Right, but who's going to remember the charges? The people who win the champion, or the people who win the trophies. That's their fans are going to remember that the rest of their lives.
Yeah, of course. But you also, I wouldn't want to see Arsenal breaking those rules, right? I mean, Arsenal.
We didn't spend anything We didn't spend anything in the summer.
No, but
we should be breaking the window in January, and we should be breaking it in the summer.
I think in the summer there'll be money there. I don't know where the PSR is. Like, none of us do. If the money is there, it has to be found. But we were told at the start of the summer not to expect big signings because the money was limited. Now, we say that every summer, so you don't quite know when to believe it or not, right? But the evidence would suggest that the money wasn't there because we didn't do it. I'm hoping because I don't know.
We were going to sign Sesko to 60. What we were going to pay Sesko? What was his offer?
45.
45. We were going to pay 45 million for a guy who's completely. That's going to be our striker.
Well, I think you're probably right, and it wouldn't be my choice. But the point I'm making,
ridiculous.
The point I'm making here is none of us know the PSR situation, right? But they are limited by the PSR. I am hoping that late flurry of sales, and hoping because none of us know, right, is that means that we can spend money in January.
Can you guys find that information? Can you find that information?
No, because it's not publicly available yet, because the accounts won't be published. It'll be with the league. So that the league can make determinations. Why Everton and Forest got punished last year, because they have to be transparent with the league. They don't have to be transparent publicly, which is something I don't overly like, if I'm honest, until they have to retrospectively publish accounts. Which is one of the things I think City have been accused of not doing correctly and falsifying their accounts. I believe, I could be wrong on that, so don't quote me. But they're certainly being looked at for their financial sort of reporting and stuff. But I'm not quite sure exactly what it is. So as I say, I just need to be honest about that. But yeah, but none of us know what the PSR situation is. None of us know, and we won't know until Arsenal have to.
Well, look how much everybody else spends and we don't spend. Just by watching the people sell.
We're one of the biggest. The issue we've had is we haven't sold, right? We sold so poorly until this summer, but selling is one of the best ways to help you with PSR. So if selling Emil Smith Rowe got us a £35 million injection, whatever it was. Right, and then we could sign. I think it's 40 for Moreno, but let's say it's 40 over 5 years because it's easy. He counts an 8 million hit, which means you've got a 27 million pound PSR profit in inverted commas.
Right,
that's how it works. But our issue has been that we have sold so poorly over the previous windows that the PSR is over a 3-year window, and I think that might be our issue, that we have sold so poorly that we've not had those benefits in. And I suspect that might be where we are.
But I think if you ask every Arsenal fan, who would you rather have, Moreno in the 8 or ESR in the 8? And all of us would say ESR. All of us would say ESR.
ESR.
Why didn't we keep him?
Yeah,
why? Because Arteta told him he was an asshole maybe once or twice.
Again, this was a sign of Arteta trying to mould players into different positions. He wanted Smith Rowe to play as his box-to-box midfielder.
Right.
When he's been playing his best football, coincidentally, as the number 10, it's not rocket science. And it was trying to.
And even if you kept him in the 10, even if you kept him in the 10, you had backup for Odegaard.
Yeah, none of us would sold ESR.
But it's the decisions he makes.
That's a bad decision.
You mean to tell me You know, because you know what it was? You want to know why Arsenal didn't sign Ivan Toney? Because he said that
His
kick
attitude.
along with the boys after the
Yeah.
Brentford. That's
Yeah.
why. That's why. Because that hurt Arteta's feelings. So Ivan Toney was dusted and never going to play for Arsenal.
I'd have definitely taken him for 40 million.
No
100%.
shit.
But
I'd
for
take him now
70
still.
or 80 million at the time.
But you know what?
it wasn't
The guy
worth
had
it.
some bark. He had some bite in him. He was
Yeah.
aggressive. He was great in the air. He was great in front of goal.
Yeah.
And we
I mean, it
passed
would
on him.
probably suit what Arteta's looking for at the moment.
No, real talk. I'm taking him now still.
Yeah, I would as well.
I would be going to. I'd be going to Saudi. I'd be like, here, Jesus, Trossard, here, blah, blah, blah. Here you go. You can have these players, dude.
Yeah,
right?
Jesus. I'm not sure about
Give
Trossard.
me. Yeah, I don't have any money. Here's some eggs. Here's some whatever. Like, give me Tony back.
I don't think we should be getting rid of Trossard this January. I'm not trying to be funny, but
Well, you can't now because we don't have any fucking players because
Yeah,
we
this
got
is what I'm
4
saying.
left backs.
So
Because we got 4 left backs on the bench and a cup-tight goalie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say about Tony is if you and look, penalties count. He still scored them, but if you take out his penalty goals, then he scored 1 in 4. Then he scored 1 in 4. I've just looked it up. He scored 34 goals in 139.
Playing for Brentford.
Yeah, but it's still 1 in 4. I wouldn't have signed Tony, but I think your point stands, right? But every club is going to make. I wouldn't have sold Smith Rowe.
He would have scored a lot more goals than Jesus and Trossard. Or I'm sorry, Jesus and
he was.
Kai.
Well, I'm not sure about Kai, but it's certainly Jesus. Look, I'm not saying that mistakes aren't made, right? I'm definitely not. I wouldn't have sold Emil Smith Rowe, right? I wouldn't have signed Tony, but we should have signed a forward in the summer, whether that was a wide man
Osman is what, 60? We could go in now and get him at 60, right? 60, 65?
Yeah.
The thing is,
what
are we going to get him away from Saudi with the money he's on? I mean, it's just not going to happen. I mean, who's our sporting director now? I think it's Richard Garlick.
All right, then get
Gyökeres. Go to Saudi.
Get Gyökeres. Spend 83 million. Bring him into Arsenal now.
I would do that if the money's there.
You know what? As long as you've got your wingers could cross the ball, a striker, a true striker, has a chance of scoring.
There's 2 things there. If that money is there in January, would I sign Gyökeres? Yeah, I said sign Gyökeres in December 2023.
March.
I think I even said to him in Coventry. What Arteta does have to do, and this is where I'll defend Kai and criticise Arteta a little bit, is Kai Havertz, when he's told to stay centrally, does score goals. His last 2 goals came because, ironically, he was running and staying centrally.
Yeah.
I think previously, and I was criticising during this spell when Odegaard was out, when there was confusion between Trossard and Kai Havertz about where they're supposed to be. They were both drifting or both occupying the same space. And that, I think, was on the manager. It's partly on a bit of familiarity.
That's what I'm saying.
It was a tactical way. But Kai Havertz, when he gets in the middle, is he a Finch striker? No, he's not. He's a facilitator. But he does still have 26 goals. And actually, when he does in the middle, he is scoring some goals. But I agree. I would still go out and buy Gyökeres or, have another go and see if you can get Nico. Just go out. We have to do something.
I don't want Nico Williams. I want Gyökeres.
I'd rather have Gyökeres. I'd rather have Gyökeres as well.
Yeah,
spend the money now. Why? Look, you didn't spend anything in the summer. You made shitty decisions. Make a good decision for the fans. Make a good decision for the football club. Put $83 million down, get the guy, and stop shopping. You're not going to find a good striker at bargain basement prices.
No.
He spent $100 million on a DM, and he doesn't even play fucking DM.
I'm not trying to be funny, but us as fans have spent a fortune this Christmas on Arsenal merchandise. The best Arsenal can do is actually spend money for some quality players. Like, that's all we're asking for.
That's right.
No one's disagreeing with that. Look, I got in the summer why we didn't buy Gyökeres because he'd had one top season, right, and there might have been question marks. I would have done it because I was a fan of his when he was at Coventry. The thing we don't know is the PSR. If it gets to the end of the summer and we get the accounts right, and it turns out the money was there and we didn't spend it, I will be absolutely livid. The one thing we don't know at the moment is PSR. But if the money is there, and we don't know, but if it is there, I, like you guys, would go, do you know what? I'm triggering Victor Gyokeres' deal. No question.
I mean, just get me a Victor.
Or, I mean, one of the two Victors.
Just give me one Victor.
One of the two Victors, please. Osimhen.
Oh,
We need a
Jágr.
Victor.
Oh, Jágr.
I want Isak more.
I mean,
Isak,
Isak would be my preference as well.
Yeah. But
You're never going to get him out.
Million.
Never going to get him. You're never going to get him out.
Agreed.
I don't think anyone's saying that.
But you know, that's just Charles Watts just shoveling Arsenal shit at us. You know what I mean?
To be fair, I do like him. He does. He's someone I do. I know I don't agree with most of these puppet journalists, but he's not a puppet.
He's bought the Arteta book, hasn't he?
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, okay.
And the Zinchenko book, I'm sure.
But
where the fuck is that guy too? Like, you sit there and you Kieran Tierney comes and he plays solid. He played
well in that game.
And he played great.
He did, yeah.
Right? Still the best defender, best left back at the football club. Right? And you make it public knowledge. Oh, Kieran, we're getting rid of you.
Isn't it mad that he's actually played more minutes than Tomiyasu this season?
It's fucking crazy to me.
It's actually
that mad. This guy is as good as he is. Yes, is he injury prone? Is he going to start all the time? No, not if you play, Miles Skelly, who's becoming, I'd like to see him in the 8 behind Calafiori.
Yeah. Miles in the 8.
Yeah.
That's his natural position.
Right. I would love to see him in that position. But, like, Arteta, let's start making some. Maybe you don't have to make a signing at an 8 now. You got Moreno as a backup. Maybe you could play the guy in his regular position. But we spend money on
Zinchenko as well, who he doesn't use.
We have 4 left backs on our bench. 4 left backs.
I would use Miles Lewis-Skelly as a backup to Moreno. You could interchange him at 8. That's what I would do. I agree with you.
But you got, I mean, it's we've got 4 think about that. We have 4 left backs on the fucking bench. And the only one that's decent is Tierney. What the fuck? Get rid of Zinchenko. Why can't we add to the biography of Zinchenko and be like, oh, I was playing for Arsenal. All of a sudden in January, they fucking got rid of me.
I think Arsenal would be open to offers for Zinchenko, funny enough.
Yeah, if we're not going to use him as a midfielder, then just bugger off, innit?
I think Arsenal were reportedly open to offers for Zinchenko, but none were forthcoming. So,
but
yeah, it is what it is.
But why hasn't Arteta ever played him in the 8?
I mean,
he plays it for Ukraine. Like, I just don't understand. Like, he only wants certain players to be interchangeable, but in his mind, you're a left back, and even though you're a center back. I'm going to keep buying center backs until I find, you know what I mean? It's like he still hasn't found his best left back.
I think that's going to be Calafiori.
To be fair, we've got 0 left backs. Actually, we've got centre backs pretty much.
Yeah,
who fill in as left.
But we brought him. We brought him in at. But come on. Kiwi needs to go. Kiwior needs to go. Zinchenko needs to go. Why not keep Tierney? Tierney can at least fucking defend, and that means something in the last 20 minutes of a game.
Yeah.
I mean, I've no problem with Tierney being sold, but equally, it's.
But again, it's the disrespect that the club has shown him, and it's Arteta.
Agree on that.
It's a shit thing to do to
somebody in the first place. Like, we wanted a backup for Tierney, but that doesn't mean we were asking for like 7 fullbacks. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I'm like Josh. Like, Kieran Tierney to me, Josh. Like, I'm with you. Like, Kieran Tierney to me was like, I loved everything about him.
Yeah.
I loved his posture, and I loved, he took pride, and he tucked his shirt in. He was played in the fucking snow and.
With no shirt. A Tesco bag, Cooper, mate. He rocks up with Southampton with a Tesco bag.
Yeah, Hector Bellerin tried his best to idolise him with his tuck shirt and shit. In fact, we got the worst version of him ever.
And I agree. Kieran Tierney, look, Cooper's right, and it's unfortunately it's a horrible trait that is in football in general. It is the treatment of players once they're in the persona non grata. It's a horrible thing to watch. And Kieran Tierney's one of those. I get why we're moving on with his injuries. I get it, but he's a player. He's a player I will always love and respect for these.
But I'm saying is like it's like Arteta just dismisses these guys.
I agree.
And these guys mean more to the club. Just by who they are and the presence they are, and it's like Gabriel, man, I fucking love that guy.
Yeah,
that guy plays with so much. That guy plays with so much. Just he's a fucking beast, man. He looks like we need somebody to run through a wall. Gabriel, go.
Yeah.
And I don't see Saliba. I think he's been really sloppy this year. It's like he's bored. I mean, and then Timber's great. Love the guy, but and like I said, I'm worried about the rotation. We got 9 games in January.
Yeah.
Who do we get? Let's say who do we have up front? We have Jesus,
but we end up playing both,
Havertz, right? On the right, who do we have?
No one.
Oh, no one.
Literally no one.
Right. So play and then on the left you've got Martinelli and you've got
Trossard.
Trossard. Now just think of that, right? That's all we have.
I mean, basically, if you take your front 4, you've got 8 players, haven't we? Of which 2 are unavailable. So you've got Jesus and Havertz. You've got Odegaard, Wanyeri. You've got Trossard, Martinelli. You've got Saka, Sterling, and the last 2 are missing.
Right, but and where that guy can't get a fucking run in. Play him in the 8, Arteta. What are you afraid of?
Oh, I wouldn't play Wanyeri in the 8, but I would play Miles Lewis-Kelly there.
I would put Nweri in there. You got to try something, man. There's no spark.
Yeah, I've been saying it for ages. I think Nweri would be a quality box-to-box midfielder.
But you sit there and you go, oh, you don't want to ruin a young man, right? That's his reasoning. That's his reasoning for not bringing Wanyeri on. It might be too much for the guy. You got no problem with the guy a year older doing it.
I mean, to be fair, we're not really
no problem with Saka at 19 doing it. And I don't think Nweri will be here. I think he's already pissed Arteta off, and he'll leave. You got to remember, like this guy's got. I think that Arteta's got a god complex.
Definitely does have his favourites.
He does.
I mean, and he never rotates them. He plays them and plays them and plays them and plays them and plays them. It's like, and you knew we were going to have one of these years when injuries were going to come up and bite us. You knew it was going to happen. Look at Odegaard. Look at Odegaard over the last 3 years. He had 15 goals and how many? 11 assists or something like that 3 years ago. Last year, how many goals did he have? 3?
I think he scored 8.
8 with like 5 assists or something like that.
It was 22 goals and assists in 22-23 and 18 last year. But he played 2 more games in 22-23.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he was player of the season for us last year. So was he player of the season? I think he was, wasn't he?
He's 2 years running. He was player of the season. I think the thing with rotation is, right, if you go back 2 years, I don't think the players were there to rotate. I think last year we could have rotated more than we did. This year, I think it's been enforced rotation. I don't know if he's learnt or not. It's impossible to tell this year. But we should have a squad this year that can rotate. And the question is, will he rotate? 2 years ago, I had no problem with rotation because when we did rotate, we tend to get beat because it wasn't very good. Now, I don't think those excuses are there, with the exception possibly of the number 9, where Jesus has been dire for 12 months. But you will also equally, Odegaard and Saka are going to play, just like Salah and Haaland are going to play at Man City and Liverpool respectively, because that's what happens. But could he rotate more? Definitely. Can I tell him he's learned this year? I don't know, because of the injuries. team is almost picking itself every week at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Arteta, and not just Arteta, actually, I reckon this was an Emery problem as well, when we would rotate when it's not the right time, but we would, not rotate when it's our opportunity to do so. Like when we had the opportunity to get top 4, Emery decided to rotate against Crystal Palace and throw the likes of Jenkinson and El Neni in there. Arteta, when it's an opportunity to rotate against, let's say, PSV last season in the Champions League, what does he do? He brings on Declan Rice. He brings on Saka, I believe. Like, we had 2 academy graduates on the bench and he didn't use them. So I think that is the problem with not just Arteta, obviously, but Emery as well and Arsenal in general. Like, whoever we get as manager, we have the opportunity to rotate, but we just don't. But when there's not an opportunity to rotate, we do rotate. Like, who remembers when we played Villarreal in the Europa League semi-final? The guy played Smith Rowe as a false 9 when we had like 3 strikers on the bench.
It was Pepe as a false. Pepe.
Wait, what was that?
Pepe?
No, it was Pepe as a false 9. He did.
Oh, Pepe.
It was either Smith Rowe or Pepe. I can't remember.
It will be if Seb says it's Pepe, it will be Pepe. He's got an encyclopedic memory for this stuff.
Yeah, Seb knows his stuff, man. I'm telling you. Photographic memory settings.
Doesn't give me pleasure saying this.
Say that again.
Doesn't give me pleasure saying this bit.
What's that?
About Pepe being the false 9 and all that.
No, I mean that's Rory's
He knew
point.
he shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
But he did it.
Yeah, he did it, guys. Let's listen. It's been. I thought you lot made some great points, but let's move on.
Honey, hold on.
To, the Brentford game next.
We actually agreed on more when it appeared, by the way.
Yeah.
I gotta go, guys.
Oh, Cooper, big up, man! Every single time, bro.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, man.
Gotta go with Dad. You know. Hey guys, I love this conversation.
It must be tea time there, right? Dinner time.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yes, usually about 5-ish. But yeah, I love talking to you guys. Like, it's too bad we can't get together more than once a week just to talk this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, Josh isn't paying us the big bucks. That's it.
Hey, I've donated.
You did.
You can give the Wi-Fi fund, Cooper, bro. Come on.
Good.
Nah, thank you so much, Cooper, every single time, man. Like, honestly, it's a pleasure to have you on the channel, man. You're always welcome, bro.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Have a good year, mate.
Later. I'll see you next year.
Happy New Year, Cooper, my friends.
See you later,
mate. Happy New Year, guys. Cheers.
See you soon, bro. Big up, Cooper, man. Legend. Yeah, guys. Let's move to the Brentford game on obviously New Year away from home. Yeah, obviously, as Rory said, I think earlier, they got an injury crisis. You know, I counted. They got about 11 of their players are out injured. And they're having to play a midfielder in a centre back, I think, for the game. So, yeah, they've still got they've got some mad injuries, but they've still got lots of as we know. I mean, many Arsenal fans talking about this guy to sign him as a player in January is obviously Mbeumo. He scored like 10 goals this season. I think Wizards as well. I think Wizards got 9 goals this season. So, you know, they've been scoring goals for fun for Brentford. They've got a very good home record as well. I think Forest was the first team to beat them this season at home. So, yeah, their home record is really good. Obviously, their side that can cause you an upset. You know, I rate their manager. I think Frank's a really good manager. I think he's done an excellent job for them. I think it's going to be a really, really, really tough game, guys. I mean, we saw it happen last season against them. It took Kai Havertz to save us and then get us a really last minute. I think both games, weren't it? At the Emirates as well. He saved us.
Record's definitely been better there recently.
It has. I do remember the 3-0 as well. When T-Bag, Fabio Vieira scored that goal.
That's probably the best time to recall Fabio Vieira. That's probably why. That's probably why. Really.
That and the Community Shield, and that's about it, isn't it?
That's about it, yeah. But
I mean, I'm just looking, Josh, just if it's helpful. Pinnock is definitely out. Christopher Ayer is definitely out. Igor Thiago definitely out. Gustavo Nunes, whoever he is out. Rico Henry, Aaron Hickey, and Josh Da Silva are definitely all out. Ben Mee,
I think, as well.
Ben Mee is definitely out. Is almost certainly out. Norgard will be fit, and it sounds like Flecken will be fit.
All right. Okay.
And
So
that's
the
me.
goalkeeper sit then.
It sounds like it's going to be a late decision, but he's in contention to play. I'm literally on the Brentford website now looking at that. So that's what Thomas Frank said earlier today.
Oh, okay, all right.
So,
Nice
but
one.
yeah, I mean, there are doubts over him. But again, it's with Premier League managers. Are they telling the truth about the injury situation, or is it to keep the manager guessing? You never know.
Yeah, you never know, exactly. But no, listen, I still think, this game's going to be very, very tough. I'm expecting, and it's got to be 3 points, guys. It really has,
Oh, 100% has to be.
Yeah, it has to be. So I'll come to you first, Rory. But what would be your firstly, what's thoughts going into the game, and how you feeling, and also your team news as well. Would you make any changes from Ipswich game?
Yeah, 100%. I don't think playing like we did against Ipswich will get us any sort of result against Brentford, especially the form they are in at the moment. Well, they're not in like ridiculous form at the moment, but I'd say at home, let's say if this was at the Emirates, I think we could get away with it because they may have the best home record. They've also got the worst away record. And if this was the Emirates, then I would be confident. But because it's away from home, yes, we've got a good record recently against Brentford. But I just think, I don't know, the way we're playing at the moment, and it depends on the lineup. Like if we were going to play Havertz in midfield in this sort of game,
no.
I don't know. I think that would be square pegs round holes. It's difficult to predict a lineup without Saka because he's there every single week. So, yeah, obviously we can't make any. Well, we can, but it's highly unlikely that we would have got any signings done come Wednesday. So, yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to let them settle in. Or it's a shame, really, that Saka's out. But I think the lineup I would like to see anyway: Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, and Lewis Skelly. I'd like to see the same back four, and then midfield three. I'd go Partey in the 6, Rice in the 8. Well, I'd say Rice and Partey as the double pivot, and then Erdegaard more centrally, and then I'd go. I don't know. To go with on the left-hand side. That's just a toss of a coin, isn't it? And then on the right, I'll go Jesus, and then Havertz through the middle. You can pick and choose between obviously Martinelli and Trossard. It's probably going to be Martinelli on the left, to be honest. Although Martinelli started against Ipswich, both Martinelli and Trossard. I just don't think we can afford to start both of them like we did against Ipswich because yeah, we had no attackers on the bench, did we? So, yeah, I think we need one of them two on the bench at least. And my preference obviously would be Trossard. So I'll go Martinelli on the left, Havertz through the middle, and Jesus on the right.
Yeah, that's I'll probably do the same as you. I think I said it earlier today when I did the preview. I said put Jesus on the wing and put Havertz down the middle. We can't be putting him in the midfield. I think we did the mistake of playing last season. I think was it Trossard we put in the 8 against them last season, and he got bullied about, didn't he? So
Trossard, yeah.
It was Trossard, yeah.
Trossard against Brentford.
Yes,
he did.
Yes, he did.
Did he play?
Yes, he played in the 8.
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he?
I remember, and he struggled there big time. So, because they're very physical in that midfield against him. So, yeah, listen, I think Havertz got to go down the middle. Jesus will be on the wing for me. Because as you rightly said, Martinelli on the right. We thought it worked against Palace, and, he looked all right against Palace, but against Ipswich, I think he struggled there. So, yeah, Seb, how are you feeling going into this game away at Brentford, obviously, and what would be your team as well?
Well, got to play a lot better than we have been lately. Otherwise, we won't win. This is going to be a much harder game than people think. We have to be well on our game because, as we said, Brentford are very good at home. Even though they've got a lot of injuries, they've been brilliant at home. And yes, our record lately has been good, has been much better there. But the team have to turn up because these are the type of games we haven't been turning up in this season. We saw what happened at Bournemouth. That game especially rings alarming bells. And lately we've just not looked convincing. But now we really have to be on our game. I think this and Brighton are two crucial games now. Two crucial away games. That could determine how the rest of January could go, because we have 9 fixtures this month, and this is the first of them, and every one of them's a big one. But we've got to take care of business of this first. The team I would go with, well, it depends what we've really got, really. So, Rory in goal. I'll keep the same back four the same. I'll go Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Lewis Skelly, or Calafiori, if you want to give Skelly a rest, but whatever. Now, I will go Partey, Odegaard, and Rice. I'll put Partey back in midfield. I don't want to see.
Wait, is he a doubt for the game? Because I just seen AFC Always put in the chat that Partey's a doubt.
Not that I know of.
Is he?
I mean, I've not heard anything.
No,
I'm just checking it now.
Not that I know of.
What is a doubt? Where'd you hear that AFC Always, man? Let us know.
Latest I can see on Thomas Partey online in the last hour is about Barcelona.
Yeah.
Barcelona, yeah, I saw that as well.
Otherwise, I can't see anything
I'll
on
be
anything
fuming
about.
if we let him go on a free.
On the free as well, yeah.
Can't. Surely we can't. But yeah, just going back to that. So, but Partey back in midfield. I don't want to see Havertz there. Then the front three, I'll go Martinelli. Okay, for this game, I will start Kai Havertz and go Trossard on the left. So Jesus to come off of the bench. We need some firepower off the bench. There was none.
Is Jesus really firepower? Like, what's he done?
Yeah, there was none. There was none. There was none against Brentford. There was absolutely none. You just saw left backs on there.
Yeah, but
Justin, you need something off that bench. Something.
Yeah,
but
does Jesus do anything off the bench though?
Something off that bench. It depends what we've really got, and this is the best we can go with.
But the point is Jesus any better coming off the bench? Because I reckon he's better when he starts games.
Probably. Or you start Jesus and bring Havertz off the bench, but you can only play one or the other.
Why not play both and drop Martinelli and bring him off the bench?
No, I don't want to see Havertz on the wing. No, he's not.
No, Havertz.
Jesus on the right.
No, because he's actually doing. No, he's actually not yet, because he's actually been doing all right as a centre forward lately. He's actually been doing all right.
So do you rather Martinelli on the right again then?
Well, yeah, we haven't really got much choice. We can't play Sterling there. So yeah, we haven't got much choice. This is where the window comes in. Can't keep playing players out of position. Can't keep doing this.
Okay. So yeah, that's your team, and that's your team, yeah?
Yeah. All
right, nice. Dom, how are you feeling coming to this game, and what be your team as well, man?
Oh, I hate playing Brentford. It's always a horrible game. You know, Brentford could be in the worst form or the best of form. It's just a horrible, horrible place to go. Yeah. It's one of those ones where if you offer me 1-0 right now, I take it. You know, and I take it whether we were flying or not. Yeah. You know, my side would be an unchanged back four, unless Calafiori comes in for Miles Lewis Skelly. I think that will depend on where Miles is at. You know, whether he needs a rest or not. I think Calafiori will need some minutes because he's going to have to play minutes in these 9 games. So if Miles Lewis Skelly starts, I'd like to see Calafiori come on at some point in the game because I think that's going to be important. I think midfield, I would go Rice and Moreno with Odegaard because I think that physicality will be needed against Brentford's midfield that Moreno can offer, and I thought he played quite well against Ipswich. And then my front three would be Martinelli right, Trossard left, and Havertz through the centre with Jesus on the bench. I think there'll be a bit more space this game for Martinelli. I don't think it'll be the world supply of space, but you know, against that low block, the way Martinelli plays, he's not the option you want. I think against Brentford there'll be that little bit more space, so I would play him there because I think he will be crucial against Brighton down that right flank. I suspect Brighton, the way they play, will give us. They will play better than Crystal Palace, but there'll be the space like there was against Palace, and that's where Martinelli actually did quite well. So I think just getting him more minutes down that right will be the way to go there. So that'll be my side. But it's one of those ones where it's going to be a horrible 90 minutes. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be nice. It's one where you go and, you know, grind it out. But I think scoring early will be crucial. If Arsenal can get an early goal, I think that will be really, really important. I think if you're going in at half time, it's 0-0. Even if you've been creating chances, it's not where you want to be against Brentford.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, man. Yeah, I'm just looking back at the game last season, and I remember it like going away today, as you said, was so frustrating because it was just we found it so hard to break them down, and it took for obviously Havertz to get us that last minute goal in the end. But and it was the same in the I know it's cup different, but even in that cup game as well, I remember when Nelson scored, like we were great.
Now you've mentioned Havertz.
He wasn't brilliant, but wasn't.
Yeah, now you've mentioned Havertz coming off the bench in the last meeting away from home. Like, we could see him on the bench again for this one. It honestly will not surprise me because he came off the bench last season and scored.
Yeah.
So we could see him on the bench once again, but I hardly doubt it because every time, just the manager always finds a way to shoehorn him in, and it is starting to wind me up. I can't lie. That he's always trying to find space for him.
I got we signed him as the 8, but it didn't work as the 8. Fine, but don't play him as an 8. It doesn't work as an 8. Just please no.
Yeah,
100%. One thing about him playing in the 8 is he's more obviously central, as we've seen recently. That's the only silver lining I can take from him playing in the 8 is he's more central.
The learning's got to be keep him central when he's a 9.
Yeah. Not the other way around.
Yeah.
I couldn't care less if he was drifted out to the flanks in midfield. I only care about him up front in the 18-yard box. And I couldn't care less if he's, if he scored a tap in from 7 yards out. That's striker's instinct at the end of the day. So.
Yeah, they all count.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, just obviously. Yeah.
No one's going to No one's going to criticise Haaland for putting a tap in from 6 yards, are they?
Yeah. Just before we obviously wrap up, obviously the window does open on actually the same day we play Brentford.
Just let Seb have this one.
I already fixed this earlier, mate. Already done it.
Yeah. I'll go around the whole panel, and we'll start with you, Seb.
Here we go.
What players? I'm talking realistically as well, my friend, because it's January. Yeah, Arsenal. Realistically, should we go and sign? In your opinion?
I think we need two attackers. Two attackers.
Who?
Danny Olmo on a 3. Do it. That's a no-brainer.
Okay.
And the other one, there's quite a few to choose from. Not Marcus Rashford. I don't want him through that door. Ooh. You know what? Go and splash the cash for Gorkares. Go and splash it. Go and get it.
No, hold on. I said realistically.
Well, if you pay the money, he's gettable. Gettable. Pay the money, he comes.
What you think we'll do that in January?
I might as well just sleep here tonight.
If not, you go again for Nico Williams.
And what happens if we don't sign anyone in January, Seb?
Then you're just saying suicide to the season. Then the season's literally suicide.
What, is it done?
Yeah, and then forget about winning anything, and then this manager can finally get lost. It's not funny. I'm being serious now. Sign some players, or just forfeit the season. We ain't gonna win anything without signings. Nothing at all.
Not even the League Cup.
No, not without Bukayo Saka. Without any signings, no. We might not even get past Newcastle without him. No. And the way Liverpool are playing, come on, no.
My Spurs mates reckon they're going to tonk Liverpool. Oh no, sorry, get a tonking from Liverpool. Sorry.
Yeah, go big, get these players. Get Danny Olmo on a 3, and then you've got some money. The Cronkies have got to back this manager. They've got to. And this will prove how much they really wanted and how really ambitious they are. Go and get Gorkares. If he doesn't want to, if he doesn't want to go and get Nico Williams. I'm sorry, we need to go big like that, plus Danny Olmo, then I really do think we can get back in this title race and win things. But we need 2. I do not want any of this Marcus Rashford nonsense, because we're not here to resurrect people's
How
careers.
about the French Nketiah, Timuani?
No, not convinced. No, not convinced. He's not. We're not here to resurrect people's career. We are not here for resurrection. We are here to get some players in to push us onto the next level. I need the ready-made talent now to push us onto the next level. Something that should have been done in the summer.
We're also here to sell Tadley toys as well.
I do not want cast-offs to resurrect their career, because this is what we've been doing wrong, and this is why clubs don't move anywhere. Go and get me the finished articles. Go and splash the cash.
Okay.
Maybe we'll have a chance of winning this.
I'm worried about that desk.
Being serious.
Separate the desk.
Danny Olmo in, because I mean it. If I see Olmo or any of these players that we're supposed to be signing at any of the rival clubs in the Premier League, honestly, I'll be straight back on here expecting another rant directly at the owners. Because believe me, that will be unacceptable. They've done this too many times in the past, and look at where this has got us, especially in recent years.
I think Rory's fallen asleep. Seb?
Charlie could see that. Fucking hell. What? Is it morning yet? Have we done?
I think. Listen, I don't know if Dom or Rory are going to say this name, but what about Cunha from Rule getting him in?
100%.
Yeah, I'll take him. Yes, I take him, and I think he's getting the one. I really do.
That's real quality at Wolves. I think Pedro Neto.
He's not the same player he would be without him.
Well, he is. What?
No, because he's kicked on.
He's not the same player as he.
No, because he's kicked on since Neto left. He's kicked on. Last year he was still doing well.
Cunha was, yeah.
Yeah, but with Neto helping him.
Well, he's done it without him.
He's kicked on.
This season, he's the better player.
He would never be the same player he was if it wasn't for Neto.
No.
Yes.
That makes no sense.
That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, that literally makes no sense.
Why did he join? Did he join us? Did he join in the summer? No, he was there last season.
Yeah, but he's better this season than last season, and Neto's not there this season.
He's kicked on.
So he didn't need Neto then, did he?
Neto helped him in the first place.
Neto missed 40%
right.
When
we play Wolves, I'm going to get this Talking Wolves guy on this channel, and he will tell you.
Big up to him.
He will tell you that.
Yes, but
he will tell you that.
Is he a better player this season than he was when
because he's
Pedro
kicked
Neto was there?
On.
So what?
Oh, we're back on Neto
again. When Dennis Bergkamp left, Henry kicked on when Dennis Bergkamp left. But again, if it wasn't for Bergkamp, Henry may not have been the player he ever was. May not have been. But he kicked on.
But that's not because of Pedro Neto. It's because he knows that Pedro Neto's shackles are not on Cunha now. So he has the freedom to then flourish. That's not because of Pedro Neto. It's not trying to fit Pedro Neto in every fucking debate.
You brought it up, not me. You brought it up.
Yeah, I brought it up because I know that Cunha is a much better player at Wolves than Pedro Neto. How's Pedro Neto getting on at Chelsea? Big club.
Doesn't care. Doesn't matter.
Well, it does.
Oh, really?
You criticise Arsenal for not signing him.
Yeah, we haven't signed him. Have we got better? Who else did we sign in that position? And don't tell me Sterling was one because Arteta didn't.
But there were better players than him, though.
Where are they?
But he doesn't make signing Neto anyway.
Where are they? Just like I'm saying, where was when we didn't sign Basuma? Where were those other signings? They weren't there.
We signed other players in other positions.
Zubimendi. Where were those signings? Oh, Moreno.
I'm just not doing Zubimendi again.
Ronaldo. Where were those players?
I'm just not doing this again.
I'm telling you where I'm coming from.
Okay, right. Okay, I will give it to you if you can tell me how you persuade Zubimendi, who didn't want to leave Spain, to come to London last year.
I've told you this as well.
No, you haven't.
The reason he turned down Liverpool was because the deal came in too late. If they had done this earlier in the window, he would have been there. That is a fact.
Should I just go back to sleep again?
That is a fact.
I mean,
We're
going to casually ignore all the reporting that Arsenal were had informal talks, and he was told he was happy in Spain. We'll ignore that.
Because then how come he was considering it when Liverpool came in? But because it came too late, he said, "No, I can't. No, I've agreed to it. I won't."
It was the same conversation with us. The difference was Liverpool bid and we didn't. Anyway, let's forget Zubimendi because he didn't want to come to England.
Yeah,
Trust
me. If he ends up at City or Liverpool in January, which I can guarantee you, he's going to end up at one of those clubs. Then that conversation will be in the bin of yours. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
People don't change. Situations don't change.
That'll be a better scene than Star Wars. That.
So Seb, so the players you want is Olmo on the free and Gyökeres, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Go big. Show these owners what
realistic.
Yes.
Realistic. Gyökeres ain't going anywhere in January.
Why not? Release clause. Why not?
Yeah, realistic.
Best player, pay it. He's coming.
What do you think we're going to pay 86 million in January? Because I don't.
No, we probably won't, knowing them. But
yes,
I don't think the money.
Go big. Get this guy in.
I don't.
We want a title now, not next year, not 100 million years down the line.
We all want the title now, but I don't. I just said we want the title now. Why are you arguing with me? Jesus. Right. I don't. I'm with you, Josh. I don't think the money's there. If it is there, then we should definitely be doing it. Because because there are rules around financial.
But we were in profit in the summer. We came in the summer. We barely spent. We came in profit.
But
the money came in from Eddie. The money came in. I'm an accountant, so I should know this.
You got the Arsenal accounts in front of you?
No, but I do know how these things.
So how do we know?
Work.
Right. How many years is PSR over?
3.
Right. How much money did we spend net the previous 2 summers?
Well, summer before we were in profit.
No, we weren't.
No. The summer before. No, the summer before we weren't in profit. No. This summer we were.
We were substantially out of profit.
Yeah, I know. But this summer we were in profit.
Yeah, this summer we made a slight profit.
Right, there we go. We balanced
Hang on.
We balanced the books.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't. How much did we? I'll have to look it up. But we spent 105 on rice. 30 odd on timber and 65. So we spent over 200 mil and bought
200 million, yes, over 200 million, yes.
And we bought in. Hang on, and we bought in what? The Balogun money. Did we bring anything else in that summer? I can't remember.
38 million for Balogun.
Anything else we bought in?
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, 38 million.
Right, let's call it £150 net spend. Okay.
Okay.
So, summer before, we probably had a net spend of around 100 mil because we barely sold anyone.
Exactly, we didn't.
So that's 250 million minus. This summer we made a profit of 50?
Yes.
So we're 200 mil overspent in the two windows. Now I don't know. Maybe those late flourishes mean we have got money, and if we have, I would expect to be able to spend it. I'm not convinced that over the 3 years that money is there, and that's not on the owners because that is on the money that is available to spend. If that money is there, I agree with you. Go out and get Gyökeres. If he will come, and he may well have changed his mind now. Ruben Amorim is gone because it's not going well at Sporting anymore.
Exactly.
So that might
there you go.
That might be a game changer, but the money still has to be there from a PSR point of view. They are rules that can't be broken. Because if they are broken, we saw it happen to Everton, we saw it happen to Forest, and we see that City are on 115 charges. You can't get around that. That's not the owners, that's just the rules. But I agree with you. If the money is there, I would go for Gyökeres. I'm not convinced that's a realistic option for January.
I am.
With what money, though?
All right. What about you, Dom? Realistic options, I mean...
So I'm with Seb on Olmo if he's available. I think
that's a no-brainer. Now no one can.
Yes, we know.
Hold on, Seb. Hold on, Dom. I've asked Dom.
Was he arguing about agreeing with him? I mean, if Olmo's available, I think Arsenal have to go after him. Now, as I said the other day, it may well be with Dani Olmo. He's chosen where he thinks is best for his career. He may not choose us. He may choose someone, but we should be in that conversation. My gut feeling is that Barcelona, despite the fact today they've lost another appeal and are reportedly giving up on the judicial route and are now trying to find.
Now you have to sell a player to get him registered.
Well, they're looking at trying to bring forward the sales of VIP box on the stadium they haven't built to generate money and that sort of stuff.
Wow.
But we have this every year with Barcelona where they have to sell and they find some solution. So until it happens, I'm not going to get excited. But I'd agree with Seb. If he becomes available, then I think you have to be in the conversation. But there'll be a lot of teams in, and he's going to choose the place where he thinks is best for his career. And I can't fault him for that. Hopefully, that will be us. But how realistic it is, I don't know, because I just think Barcelona will find a solution. I'm not sure that the likes of Gyökeres are really going to happen in January. But if the money's there, then I would. I think same with Nico Williams. I think he will see out the season in Bilbao and then maybe look for a move in the summer. So, I mean, I did a video earlier and I got to bring it up. Willian was released today. So, experienced Premier League player. No, obviously not Willian. I think you're looking at players before. Mbeumo from Brentford, I don't think they're getting Europe and I don't think they're going down. They may well be up for a sale. He's got 18 months left. £40 million is doable. I think something like that. Jonathan David might be trickier because Lille will be trying to get back into the Champions League because that will be worth a lot of money. I think that's where you're looking. I'm not sure how doable Cunha is out of Wolves unless he kicks up a fuss, because from a Wolves perspective, they could sell Cunha for £50 million, £60 million this year, whatever. I think they sell Cunha, they're down. If they go down, that's costing them over 100 million. And I think their calculation will be, I don't want to sell Cunha for 60. I'll sell him for 30 in the summer if we go down. I think they will take that gamble. And I think that might price him out of a move. It's like the stupid 150 million for Isak. Like, who in their right mind is ringing up Newcastle and going 150 mil? Yeah, here you go. Like, no one's doing that. And that's not his real price. Let's be honest. That's where you have to negotiate. No one believes that's his real price. But I think Cunha will be quite difficult because Wolves are in a relegation battle. So I think that's where I'd be looking. I think really I would be focusing on the wide forward areas more than the striker, because I think the striker, I want that striker to be the top striker. I want that to be Isak or Gyökeres, really. I think the doubts that I understood people might have had over them in the summer have been dispelled this year. Gyökeres has performed 2 years running. Isak has stayed relatively injury-free this season. I know he had a 2-3 week spell. They were the question marks. When you're spending that much money over them, you don't want question marks. I think they've been dispelled, but I think that's more likely for the summer. So it's someone like an Mbeumo, Jonathan David, that sort of signing. I wouldn't be against the PSG forward on loan, because I believe we can do a loan from Europe. I forget his name now. The one that missed, the one that missed a chance in the World Cup final.
No.
I'm not. Don't get me wrong. That's quite far down my list, because I think he's got to transition to a new league and what have you. So ideally, you wouldn't be wanting that. But that's where I'd be shopping. That sort of £40 million mark, that might be affordable for Arsenal, that can come in that can make a difference now, can make a difference going forward, and doesn't prevent you doing stuff in the summer too, when I think you can get those top players.
Yeah, no, that's fair as always, man. I think another, like, because you mentioned the loans there. I think you told me this last week about we can't do any more Premier League loans. We can do
2 Premier League. I know you can do. As I understand, I could be wrong.
2 in the Premier League, but you can do loans from outside.
Solomon, we can get a loan deal this year.
Yeah,
that's my
Same
understanding.
with like Kingsley Coman from Brighton. He could be on loan.
Yeah,
Sane apparently available on loan as well.
Yeah, so those we can do it.
Yeah,
something like that.
I wouldn't mind Sane. I wouldn't mind.
No,
I wouldn't be against him on loan either. I'd worry about him on a permanent with his injuries and what have you. But
loan, I'd do it. But yeah.
But on loan, right now, I would. That would be. I'd be happy with that. But I mean, again, you're risking injury. But if it's an injury on a loan deal right now, we've got to take that risk. But I think that's a type of transfer you're looking at doing. And Mbeumo would probably be my top pick because he's Premier League ready. He's a right-sided player.
Yeah.
And I think Brentford, if I'm Brentford right now, I'm just looking at the table. if they lose tomorrow, they'd stay 12, 24 points. Yeah, it's only 9 points above the relegation zone, but does anyone
That's a
believe?
no-brainer for me.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
you know, I wonder whether they go, do you know what? If we got £50 million in January, which I think is an overpay, but you do overpay in January. If I'm Brentford, I'm probably taking that because you're probably looking at 30 in the summer because he's down to 12 months and they're staying up.
Yeah, 100%. Rory, bro, what about you, man? I mean, realistically, what signings are you saying that we should sign?
Yeah, I'm going to be more reasonable with this, right? Not say Gyökeres or Isak, none of them. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, obviously, if we can do it, right? But it's not going to happen.
Win the league or not?
Yes, but if they're not,
We're also on planet Earth.
Yeah, well, I'm on planet Earth.
Not
Spend
really.
the money, spend the money, you
Right.
get the player.
I'm not even going there because there is.
Seb, if my nan had wheels, she'll be a bike. So there you go. I think. I mean, when we're talking realistic, I think Cunha, unbelievable baller. I've rated him since he was at Hertha Berlin, and I've been telling everyone like this guy is a baller. I'm not trying to brag about my scouting network, you know what I'm saying? But
to be fair, I keep mentioning Gyökeres, which I was on even at commentary. So I think you can brag about this one.
Yeah, I mean, I have been getting quite a few comments, bugger all about football. Well, I do keep telling people about these players, same way I said about Gyökeres and Isak was at Real Sociedad. So I've got good idea, I can't lie. But with Cunha, I think obviously Dom pointed out with the with Wolves forcing to sell him perhaps, and it could be a scenario where they're gonna have to because of the incident. I think it was against Ipswich. Wolves might take into action about that. I don't know, but if they do and they're willing to sell, then I'll be throwing 50, 60 million on Cunha. And
I think if we've got 60 million, we could probably stretch to 67 for Gyökeres.
Yeah, I think that would, for me, strengthen not only the striker, but it would strengthen the Ødegaard role. So wouldn't have to worry about the number 10. And if Ødegaard gets injured, he can also play on the left-hand side, which is where he's been playing. But obviously, I would not play him as a natural left winger. He's been playing more as like an inside forward, when Martinelli should be playing actually more of like an inside forward where he's cutting inside instead of going on the outside most of the time. So that's where he should be playing. But where I think Arteta will play him, natural winger. It's just written in the stars. I've also signed in Burmo as well. I think that's a no-brainer. And Olmo.
Yes, that'll be a good window.
You're not getting
all. For me, that'll be a solid 9, 10 out of 10 window.
Yeah, that'll be a great window.
Yeah. I mean, if you got Olmo, I think you can get a second. But I think if you're paying a transfer fee, I think you're going to be limited to one. Who would you get as your one if you could pick one, Rory?
Isak.
In January on planet Earth.
Oh, in January. Oh, I'll say.
Yeah.
I think been a huge fan of this.
If you could get Cunha for 60, would you stretch to 67 for Gyökeres? Because I think if you've got 60, I think you can find a 67.
Yeah, for Gyökeres, 100.
Because I think you could probably find a way to structure that deal.
Also, that corner he scored against Man United. I'm not too funny, but he can take corners as well.
Can Cunha play out wide as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go then.
I mean, we need more of them Trossard signings like we did 2 seasons ago. Like, remember when we signed Trossard and the impact he made at the time?
Those are the signings for me that make or break us. Those are the signs, if you get right, you've got a squad.
Yeah, and I think with January, it's all about signing players who are ready for the now.
Yes, now. Not resurrection or not potential.
Now. Yeah, 2 years ago, we were in the world of having to take those risks. We're not in those risks now, right? Unless it's a loan deal where, you're probably seeing who's available, But if we were making a permanent signing, it's someone that you want now.
By the way, I don't even know why Barcelona want to sell Olmo.
They don't.
They don't. It's because they can't register him.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So
Yeah,
basically, the
that's why.
situation is they've their financial difficulties. I mean, they can't register him, and the legal rules are really, really strict.
Yeah.
So the league have to register the player. If they don't accept the registration because they don't accept Barcelona's financial situation, they will not. It's him and Rui Victor may not be registered as of just over 24
I
hours
mean,
time.
I'd also thought I'd almost take him on loan as well. Permanent loan. I'd take him.
If it's a way, I mean, Arda Guda
No,
might
take him
not.
permanently.
Arda
He'll be a
Guda
free
might
agent
not.
anyway, right? If he doesn't get
So,
registered.
so the situation is, if it gets to 1 minute past midnight on the 1st of January, in theory, he's a free agent
Oh, okay.
because he's not on Barcelona's books because he's not registered. I think in reality, Dani Olmo will give Barcelona, even if he missed the game they've got on the 4th of January, because he's not registered. I suspect he would give them a few days to try and find a solution. I don't know. I'm speculating. Could be wrong. But I suspect they would be in the position of, okay, let's give him a few days. But in theory, as of 1 minute past midnight, I don't know if it's GMT or in Spanish time, he becomes a free agent. And that's where, you've got to be there. I just think Barcelona will find a solution. They always do. We had this with Christensen. We've had it with other players before where they can't register him and they always find a way. But yeah, Barcelona do not want to get rid of him. No question about it. I'll tell you who is another, and is Gula might be someone that we could get in on loan as well. You could, if you got a loan deal, if you got a loan deal in, and you could and you had the money to sign a player, I'd be fine with Gula.
Yeah,
as
I'll
well.
take him.
It's not my first choice because, as Seb says, you want the players now.
But
if that was a way to get two bodies in, because I don't think we're going to have the money for two transfers.
I think he's been very unlucky with the amount of minutes he's been gifted in the Real Madrid shirt. I can't even lie.
Yeah, I can't believe he's not getting in past Vinicius Jr. Or Jude Bellingham.
No,
I've no sympathy with him because he went there knowing he was a kid trying to get in past those superstars. So I've no sympathy for him not getting the minutes. That was always going to happen. Like, what did he think was going to happen? Oh, it's all right. They make way. They drop Rodrigo or something for me. Yes, or Bellingham. He's not going to play. They're definitely playing me. So I've no sympathy for him, but he does need minutes. But if that was the only signing. Well, if that's the only signing, you suggest that Arsenal just don't have any money at all. But we'll see.
But that's not an excuse, though, is it? Because we've got like 60, 70 odd million for Smith Rowe and Nketiah. So,
well, again, it's 3-year window, isn't it? That's what you got to look at.
Yeah, you've got the opportunity to do loan deals as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The loan deals, I think we'll be able to afford. I just don't know what the financial is. And none of us know. Like I say, I would assume that we'd have no money if we spent no money, given Arsenal said they're going to be reactive in this window. Well, if the injuries to Sterling and Saka aren't a reason to react, then I don't know what is. Yeah. The only reason I could think of for not reacting on a permanent deal would be if there is no money, because PSR is a 3-year window. And as we went through earlier, Arsenal probably 200 mil out, down over that 3-year period. But I don't know. I'm guessing because none of us know because we can't access the accounts.
Yeah, listen, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens, guys. Listen, we have to wrap this up because I've got another show to go on.
Man, did you ever
start? I know, man. I know. I literally
11 p.m.
Yeah, I'm going. I've got the European show with my guy Gio. He's a Juventus fan, and Liam. You guys made
11 p.m.
11 p.m.
Are you talking about the sacking in Milan?
Tramp. Honestly.
Are you covering the?
There's no way you're going on there. 11 p.m. Are you mad?
Yeah, I'm always streaming to the channel, so it'll be my full streams there as well, guys.
Oh my god! What on your channel?
Crazy people.
Crazy. Are you discussing? In all seriousness, are you discussing the AC Milan situation as well tonight?
With the manager getting sacked and they get a manager? Yeah, Constantly Sal. Yeah, we'll probably talk about that as well, man.
See proper standards there.
Oh, what phase is he in?
Right, there you go. See, out the door, not before.
But just quickly,
where are AC Milan in the league?
Mate, they're like ninth.
Eighth.
Yeah.
8th or 9th.
Yeah.
You're mad.
Yeah.
As opposed to second.
Phase of 8.
For third.
But yeah,
well, they're in the first phase, aren't they? Because they just sacked their manager again because it didn't go well when they sacked their last manager.
Yeah, this is what you keep. Yeah, so this is what you keep doing. So if someone doesn't go right, you sack him again. Then you get another and another and another.
Yeah.
When
That's
you
just
break through this
So
wall-
well for Milan. Anyway, Josh is trying to fit in the show.
let's just quickly shout out everyone's channel, man. I'll come to you first, Dom, man, because I know you've been uploading. You know, you've been grinding on your channel, and it's going really well for you, bro. So you want to shout? You know, you got any content coming up?
I've taken a couple of days off for Christmas, but I did
Yeah.
I did a very tongue-in-cheek video today.
Quality.
I did a quick short on why we should sign Willian, which, by the way, is a joke. It was responding to some meltdowns I saw on
Oscar, you
Twitter.
better be kidding me there.
Yes, I was
Of
joking.
course he's
Just
fucking
told you I was kidding. But do check that out. It's quite an amusing. It was a joke, Seb. I don't really want Willian.
Yeah, please.
It's a funny little 90-second short. I've got a few videos on there. I did one on funny enough the things we were just talking about just towards the end of the show on possible signings for Arsenal, including Dani Olmo and things like that a couple of days ago. So a couple of things there, but as always, thanks for those that have checked it out. I actually lost a subscriber over that Willian channel today. Someone unsubscribed straight afterwards. But I was like, it's a joke, but
Joke, man.
who cares? It is what it was. It kept me amused. I had a message from Posh Bertie. Posh Bertie was
Big
the one
up
that
Posh.
really he did a spoof. He did a spoof rant about it, but I'd genuinely seen about 15 people ranting about us signing Willian, and I turned out to go if we sign Willian, and they looked genuine. Bertie's was a joke, right? But I was like, as soon as I saw Bertie's like rant, and I knew it was tongue in cheek, I was like, I've got to do my own video on this now.
Yes.
But yeah, thanks as always for those that have followed, and you know, big up to the person that unsubscribed.
Madness, people. But yeah, guys, by the way, all the links will be in the description. You know, Dom's channel is there as well. So yeah, make sure you guys haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe to everyone in the description. But
Smallest channel on YouTube.
Have you got any articles coming up, my friends?
Yeah, hopefully there'll be one this week. It'll be all on Bukayo Saka because that's the main talking point at the moment, and January. Okay. So yeah, a full in-depth article on that.
And Rory, bro, you got any content coming up?
Yeah, I'll be doing a watch along for the Brentford game on Wednesday, and match reaction. And are we playing this weekend? Is it Brighton this weekend, or is it next week?
Yeah, Brighton,
Yeah. So hopefully there'll be a watch on for that one as well. Pretty much the same as what it has been recently.
Yeah. So big up as always. Big up Cooper came on earlier as always. Big up the chat as well. Thanks everyone who tuned in today. I saw BX. Big up Jose. I see my guy onto the ball. Chelsea fan. My Red Skull, AFC always. Everyone, man. Sorry if I missed you guys' name earlier, but thanks for your comments. Thanks for your support, people. I ain't going anywhere though. We're back again in about 2 minutes for another show.
You can cover the news that Gareth Southgate's been made a sir.
What? Has he actually?
Yeah.
What?
There we go. There we go. Fair enough. Right. But yeah, guys.
References to football.
But yeah, no, guys, appreciate. Obviously, this is the last podcast 2024. So happy New Year to everyone. We'll be back next Monday when it's obviously 2025. So yeah, I just want to thank Dom. I want to thank Seb, Rory, Cooper, a few other guests we had on. I think we had Gunnar Gathering on a few times as well. Everyone who came on in 2024 for the podcast, you've all helped out massively. And it's been a pleasure doing all the shows with you. The debates have been amazing. The popcorn settings, especially between Seb and Dom, everything, man. So thank you guys so much for the support, and long may it continue for 2025 as well.
Well said, Josh, and send in your cuddly toys. No, seriously, well said. What a year you've had, mate. Well done. The last bit was sincere. The cuddly toys joke.
Big up, guys.